Hello and welcome to Manchester United versus Burnley live stream watch along on the United Stand. Hope you're all doing well this Saturday afternoon. A real novelty for us, isn't it? A real novelty that this is our first 3 o'clock kickoff, non-televised in the UK of the season, and it's the last weekend of October. You know, I think it seems like Liverpool had their first one in mid-August because they're not relevant. No matter what Manchester United are doing on the pitch, whether it's winning or losing, we always are the news. We always are the most relevant side. So interesting. I'm quite excited about it in a way. Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. I grew up with that, so it's nice to have a Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Makes it slightly difficult for us UK people. We'll be talking about that in about half an hour actually. I find it ridiculous. You know, I pay my money, I pay my BT Sports, my Sky to watch Manchester United, and I should be able to watch Manchester United every game. I know if you don't live in the UK, you can do that, but it's a ridiculous thing that, you know, it's not. People are forced to watch illegal streams and things like that, and I don't, you know, I argue whether it is illegal really, because if you're a United fan, you want to watch United play, and you can't do that. You can't get a ticket today, so how are you supposed to do it? Ridiculous. But we've got a way around that. We've got an American guest who will be on for the game, and they'll be watching it, and I'll be talking about ways that you can keep up to date with it with the United Stand. But first of all, Knowledge Anthony says, good morning Mark and United fans. It's 9 a.m. in Miami. Couldn't wait for today's match and the United Stand watch along. Good. Fraser will talk about how we are going to watch, but the first bit to talk about is team news, which is imminent. If you can keep up to date with our little tacker along the bottom there, the United Stand tiki-taka. Fellaini rumoured to start over Carrick and Mkhitaryan. Will he be involved or not? We've heard that he's not, but get the radio on, says MUFC Forever. You can do. The reality is, whether you can watch the game tonight, this afternoon or not, we will keep you updated. We've got lots of angles covered, and you will hear about it all on the United Stand together. Two big. I mean, rumours are interesting. I think rumours are always interesting, aren't they? And there are two. Apparently, going to be two. Two big changes from Wednesday. I suspect it's going to be Carrick for Fellaini. I think that one's obvious and sickening at the same time. And I also suspect that it will probably be Lingard coming into the side. But he's here. Mkhitaryan is here. I think he might make the bench. I'd love him to be starting. Would love it, absolutely love it if he did start. But team news, as soon as it breaks, you will get it here first, as per usual. And get commenting and give us your thoughts. We've got to win today. We've got to win. And that's what it's all about. I'm just reading some of my messages. I sometimes get a little heads up in relation to who's going to play and who's not going to play. But nothing at the moment. As I understand it, Fellaini will come in for Carrick. I just don't know. I tweeted it out semi-seriously earlier saying that if Fellaini starts today, you know, the authorities seriously need to look at Manchester United around match fixing, because why does he continue to get used? It's not one manager, it's 3 in a row now. I do not understand it. It's 1-1 Sunderland and Arsenal. I mean, I tweeted out before that I thought Arsenal would run away with it. Moisey has got they'll probably score late on at Arsenal, but the trouble is, I know it's funny about Arsenal, and I will tweet it out if we win later on about Arsenal, just to wind them up. But the thing is, Liverpool keep winning. And I think we are 6 points off Liverpool, and if they can't keep winning, that's a hell of a gap. We probably need a fallback option. We need somebody to sort of go with them. Spurs would be my hope, because I don't like Chelsea, I don't like Arsenal, I don't like Man City. But we will certainly have to see. Anyone know when Janusaj is back from injury, says Raphael. He's on the bench for Sunderland today. Sunderland equalised, says Varun. Yeah, let's kick Burnley. As I said before, we can't leave today without 3 points. We can't. We enter it excited. We can't leave. I love 5-0 scintillating stuff, but as I said, a late goal off Rooney's wig, 1-0 will do me. We've got to win today, and there can be no hesitation from the team about that. If you're asking me about the team that I would like to see play, I did it yesterday, didn't I? I would put Mkhitaryan on the right, Martial on the left, Zlatan up front, Mata at 10, Pogba and Herrera. because I don't think Carrick can play. But if Carrick starts, fantastic. And I would play Smalling for balance. And I can't believe the amount of people who've been messaging me saying so many people would pick Rojo. And I just think it's another... I get fed up of bandwagons. You know, somebody comes in and has one good game and they forget the last 2 years. I mean, Rojo is... As I'll always say, he doesn't discriminate. He'll get skinned by Peter Crouch or Messi, and he'll stand off and let people have shots. He had a good game against Man City, but that doesn't mean anything. And I think he needs to have 10 good games before you start changing my mind. I said that about Fellaini in the summer. Ollie says, what's your thoughts on Pogba's performance so far? I think, as everybody else has been saying, I'm not going to profess that this is my opinion, it's that of everybody else. I refuse to give an opinion on Pogba until at least Christmas, because I think he does need that time to settle into the squad, and I would give him that time for sure. Hopefully, I will be joined by a guest. But yeah, I certainly would be giving him the time. I don't know about you lot. Arsenal are a bunch of more positive, says Mustafa. Yeah, I'm not going to... I think maybe made a bit of mistake. I'll always accept when I'm wrong. Made a bit of mistake on Wednesday night, throwing my toys out the pram. I am passionate and did start banging things when Mkhitaryan wasn't even on the bench. But I think that was because we expected it. I don't know today. I'm going to be happy if he's on the bench. If he's not on the bench, I'm sort of expecting it not to be. But massive watch along for us today. It's not being televised in the UK. We will be keeping you up to date with what's going on. But obviously, I know we get a lot of people watching outside the UK, so you will be getting good live coverage of the game. So the live comments, we're going to be looking to you lot a lot today, more than we would normally. Not that we don't look for you lot, to give us your thoughts on the game and what is going on. Mark, do you think we have a chance at the title? Says Kellen H. I think we've got to get 3 points today and Swansea and reassess at Christmas, really. Game by game is all we can do. We are going to improve. It's just how quick we will improve and how quick we will get to be one of the top sides. But I think consistency is the key for United. And the consistency's got to start with two things. Not playing Fellaini, Rooney being off the bench, and playing Carrick as much as possible, playing Mata and Herrera every important game, and building on that platform. I mean, it's interesting. I do the FIFA 17 Manchester United career mode. I was live last night for those people watching it, and I got rid of Zlatan quite quickly, and I played what's his name? I bought Aubameyang because we can't hit the ball in behind, and that causes us big problems. Really does. We need to be able to play the ball in behind, and we can't do that with Zlatan. But hopefully Alex can hear me. Cool. Yeah, I can hear you. Let's get you up on the screen. Have you heard anything about the team news, Alex? I've heard that Fellaini, there's going to be 2 shots, but I've heard that Fellaini comes in for Carrick. Mkhitaryan probably not starting. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I can't understand why we haven't really been using him more. What about, I did say to everybody, Fellaini should have played his last game, but he just seems to always find a way back in. I've said that we really should be referring this to the authorities now and maybe looking at match fixing, because it's three games in a row, 3 managers in a row. I'm just baffled why he keeps playing him, but we've got no confirmation. It's about to land, but can you give any insight? Or the team's out. Fellaini doesn't start. Mkhitaryan not on the bench though. Not even on the bench. So it's De Gea, Darmian. Must be one of the shocks. Oh, I'm not happy with this side. De Gea. I said don't play Rojo, play Smalling. Smalling's not even on the bench. Maybe he's got an injury. So it's Darmian, Rojo, Blind, Shaw. 3 left footers in the back 4. Herrera, Pogba, Mata as captain. Lingard, Rashford, Ibrahimovic. I mean, from midfield forward, it's not particularly bad. We knew that Carrick probably couldn't play. I think that's down to fitness. The bench isn't amazing again. You've got no Anthony Martial. No Martial on the bench. So it's Carrick, Fellaini, Schneidlin, Young, Memphis, Rooney. There was some rumour that Valencia might have hurt his arm, and that might be why he's out. So that makes sense. I'm not, he's not dropped. He's injured. Rojo worries me, but maybe Smalling's injured. The midfield's fine. Herrera, Pogba, Mata, Lingard, Rashford, Zlatan. I'm happy with that. Is Martial injured? Mkhitaryan not involved again. I've been informed over the last couple of days that other Manchester United fan channels, which we have no issue with at all, I'm just going to comment on what they're going to say, all of them had Rojo starting today. No. I said it just before you came on air. Rojo has had 2 years of playing absolute bollocks, rubbish, terrible. He played really well on Wednesday. If he's all we've got to play him. But if Smalling had been fit today, I would have played Smalling. I think Smalling is way better than Rojo. I'm not saying we shouldn't be getting rid of Smalling and getting somebody better in, but balance-wise, I'd worry about Rojo. I think we'll get away with it today. Yeah, well, yeah, I can understand that, but I just think people suddenly thinking that Rojo's the answer, you're going to get disappointed at some point. Yeah, we should win this game. I think we'll win this game because actually, I mean, we can talk about the defence in a moment, but correct me if I'm wrong, because I was banging the table and everything when I saw the team news on Wednesday. Really threw my toys out the pram. I'm not doing that today. I think when you look at the team, and I'm just typing it up for everybody, it will be up on the screen in a minute for those asking. When you look at the team, Smalling's probably not fit if he's not on the bench. Same with Valencia. I don't know what the situation is with Fosu Mensah. I don't know what the situation is with Martial. Maybe he's carrying an injury. I don't know. I'd heard something about him on Wednesday, potentially having some sort of knock, because it seems ridiculous that he played as a sub against Chelsea, didn't really do much wrong, to then not be involved again. It seems a little bit silly. Mkhitaryan, it just seems that I don't know. I thought he would make the bench today, Alex, because the way Jose was speaking about him yesterday and the comments that Mkhitaryan's made. Why make those comments if you're sort of ushering him out the club? It was more. I expected him to be involved today. Yeah. Okay. I'll just double check why that is. That's disappointing. Let me just sort this team news out, and I'll do it. It should be working fine because there's nothing at my end that's any different. But let's have a look. No point you talking if nobody can hear you. I haven't looked at it for any. We can't hear Alex. Yeah, okay. Can't hear Alex. Okay, right. Let me have a look. I'll just keep talking for the moment. There should. Oh, I know what's happened. It's my error. Bloody thing. Okay, you should be able to hear Alex now.
Okay, test.
It will work. It's something that I had set up before we came on, but obviously it decided in its infinite wisdom not to save. Okay, so I was saying there, Alex, realistically, Mkhitaryan, I expected him to be involved today simply because of the positive comments from Jose yesterday in the press conference and the positive comments from Mkhitaryan. And when you look at our bench, and we potentially have got Martial out injured, and also obviously Valencia, Smalling, Fosu Mensah, I don't know what's happening with him. I expected him to be on the bench today. And also, let's not forget, this is probably, the last 2 games have been the perfect games to get him involved. Home games, easier sort of games. He's not going to be involved at Swansea away next week because that's a tough away game.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous now. I'm just, when he finally gets put in the team, then yeah, it'll be good. But I'm just going to stop expecting it now because he's been saying for weeks now that he's fit to play. He's been training with the team for 4 weeks since his injury, I think it is, and he's saying like, oh, he needs to get the intensity up. But like I said earlier, how are you going to get the intensity up without even like playing? Like, you can't tell me that like he's not going to be more useful off the bench than the likes of Carrick or someone. And then obviously Carrick, I would have started Carrick today, and I would start Carrick long term, but I didn't really expect him to. But if we need a goal, then he is actually going to be able to make a difference. But no, actually, sorry, maybe not Carrick is a bad example. Maybe like someone like Memphis or someone to just come on, and he's like creative, and I just don't get why. It must be just like a power play or something. I don't understand why he wouldn't even have him on the bench. It's like Martial, yeah, he has a knock or whatever now, but as soon as Martial's fit, he'll go straight back into the team. And I'm not saying he shouldn't do, but I'm saying it just seems to be one rule for Mkhitaryan and one rule for everyone else.
Yeah, it's there's clearly an issue there, and you just wonder. I mean, people are saying, oh, he hasn't got the right fitness levels, hasn't got the right mentality. I mean, we're not talking about a little kid here. We're talking about arguably the best player in European football last year, who's well drilled in the ways of Dortmund, which is a high press game, a hard working team. It's got to be bigger. I mean, but I expected that sort of. Why make an issue? Why put pressure on yourself if there is an issue? And I thought if he'd said nothing, if both of them had said nothing this week, I would work on the assumption there's something going on and he's probably going to leave. But when both of them come out saying, the player comes out saying I'm going to work hard to get in the team, and the manager says he will be a good player for this team, and then he can't even get on the bench when we've got at least 5 first-team players injured. I would say for Valencia for sure, and obviously Martial's injured as well. That's 2. Carrick can't really play 2 games in 3 days, and obviously Fosu Mensah's not involved. Smalling's probably got an injury, so there's a few players that are injured, and Mkhitaryan can't even get on our bench when we know he's match fit. It's just really, really odd. I sway with the manager. I will back the manager, and I'll just assume that there is an issue with the player and his mentality, but stop building the fans up to think that it's sorted and he's going to be involved, because we just end up being disappointed.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. It must just come down to training sessions, and maybe he's not training that well, and like Jose's seeing something in training that's just making him think that, oh yeah, he isn't ready for the games. But like I said, I think in terms of last season basing it off, he's going to be more use off the bench than the likes of Memphis or Young. If Young's on our bench, I think he is.
He is, yeah. I just put the team up there.
We don't need. Why is he on the bench over Schneiderlin? When we have Carrick that can play that role, we're not going to need 3 people in the holding midfield role, are we? Whereas we will need more creative and attacking players if we go a goal behind.
I mean, I would say that. I think I always look at the bench, because if it doesn't go well, let's not forget Stoke at home. I've got to say, from the defence forward, as a starting team, Herrera, Pogba, Mata, I never thought that should have been changed for the Liverpool game. We stuffed Leicester. We annihilated Stoke. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. So there's no reason, as an attacking force, we shouldn't bombard. That's exactly the sort of midfield it should be at home. It's a shame Carrick can't play, but it solves the problem of having to put Mata on the right. So I'm happy with Herrera, Pogba and Mata. That, especially at home, I think that's a good 3. As Alex said, I think Carrick in there is good, but actually Carrick is coming towards the end of his career, and we need to look beyond that. I'm happy with the midfield. Lingard on the right, not ideal, but who else would you play? Rashford on the left, yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't think Rashford has been that good. I'll talk about that in a minute. And Zlatan up front, I'm all right with that. Rooney back on the bench, he's an option. He's an option, and he's always going to be an option. But when I look at that bench, if we had a nightmare like Stoke and we can't put the ball in the back of the net, I look at that bench and I think, oh God. Well, Carrick's not an attacking player. Fellaini's a waste of time. Schneiderlin's not an attacking player. Ashley Young, he's all heart, but I don't think he's good enough anymore. Memphis hasn't done anything in a United shirt. And Rooney, as we all know, issues. It's a shame, but who else is there really? I mean, if Martial's injured, goes back to what I would say again. This is why I would like Mkhitaryan to be involved, because I just think it's an option off the bench. And there must be a big issue if you are biting your nose off to spite your face by not having that option on the bench. Regardless of what's going on, he's a very good footballer, so it doesn't make any sense to me at all. If you've got anything to add on that, Alex, please do. But just wanted to touch on Rashford. I get asked a lot on these live streams, who's your favourite Manchester United player? And I always say Rashford, simply because there's not that many likeable, well-performing players, outfield players at United over the last couple of years. The jury's out on quite a few. I like Rashford, he's exciting, and most importantly, he's what United are. He's come through the youth system and he's exactly what we want. But what I would say is I can be quite critical about him. I think over the last few games, he's gone off the boil a bit. I think his final ball has been poor, his decision-making is poor, and you see this happen a lot with young players. I don't know, maybe we're in a situation where we can't afford not to play him, but I think for an 18-year-old lad, I think he's at that point now where he almost needs to be on the bench a couple of games just to give him a little bit of a break, because I think his form is sort of suffering, which is natural. I'm not critical of him. It's natural as a young player, but he's not been at his best for the last few games, in my opinion.
Yeah, without a doubt, but I think he is like, I don't know how many times at youth level we've been played as a winger. We just seem to throw him on the wing to accommodate Zlatan in the team. And Zlatan's in quite a bad run of form, so I'd have liked to have seen Rashford have a little bit of a run, a few games up front on his own. But that probably won't happen. But with Martial injured, you can't really blame him for playing Rashford. And I would have played him over Young. Like, Young is good in the games, like against teams that have like a really good winger that we need to double up on, but creatively he doesn't really offer that much. So I would prefer Rashford there. But I do want to see him get a run up front. I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. Not in the Premier League, at least. It'll probably happen in the Europa League.
Yeah, I think Zlatan is probably falling into that category of being undroppable, really. Which, to be honest, I don't think many of us would have a problem with. I'm a massive fan of Zlatan, but as I was saying before, I do have issues with I think the team lacks pace in the final third. I think Zlatan's worth is in the final third of a football pitch, and at the moment he's just not performing it. Alex, are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sorry, I think I've just got a bit of a problem with your visual at the moment, but that's all right as long as we can hear you.
The thing with Zlatan is that I saw like a highlights video of like the chances he's missed or something. You know, United first off are top of the clear-cut chances missed in the entire league by 3, and Zlatan's had the most shots on the whole league. It was 12, and he's obviously not the top goal scorer, so I think he needs to I think he's really low on confidence at the moment. I think it's been something like 8 games or something like that since he scored, so hopefully if he gets a goal today or against Swansea, that'll build his confidence back up and he can go on a run again, because he was really good at the start of the season, well prolific. But that first half against City was like the worst half from a striker I've ever seen in my entire life. But second half he improved a lot, thank God, because Mourinho must have gone mental at him. But it was just shambolic in the first half, like string of 5-yard pass together.
Yeah, we were good second half against City, really good, and we need to sort of carry that on. And to be honest, I know people are disappointed that Carrick's not playing, but Carrick is. It's the age thing. I think Jose hinted. I expected Fellaini to play today because I'm always quite negative about our lineups, and you get used to that. But I think we were good in the second half. But in defence of Zlatan, I know he's missed a lot of chances, but we're not creating the right sort of chances. I don't think. Zlatan's worth is in the final third of the pitch, and I don't think we put enough crosses in. I don't think we spend enough time in the final third of the opposition's pitch. But that's me personally. I would hope he would score today. Just on a slightly different tangent, says that Pereira is playing versus Barcelona today. Hopefully he can keep improving, because I like Pereira, and he's certainly not somebody that's forgotten to me. Light Yugami says Pogba is getting better with every day. And Tyler says Rashford shouldn't be out wide to accommodate a misfiring Zlatan. He shouldn't be starting because he's Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I would like Alex said, I would like to see a little bit more pace in the team from United, but that may not be the way that Jose sees things. I've got a problem with Alex at the moment. I don't know whether he's still there. Can you still hear me, Alex?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm just Skype's messing around a bit. I'm just going to see if I can close the program and get you back. Might lose Alex for a moment there, but it's just it's a Skype thing as per usual. It can play up. Let me get him back on. But I'm happy with the team in relation to what the front lineup is. From the defence forward, it's a decent side. It's just Herrera, Pogba, Mata, I love as a front three. I really do like them. I've got Alex backs now. I was just saying there, Alex, as a front three, from the defence forward, I'm happy with it. I'd like to see Mkhitaryan on the bench. I think we all would. And if you start Skyping me, I'll just block you because it's not the opportunity to do that. It's straight after the game. Not happy about the team, says Samuel Riviera. Varane, you're going to get blocked. Stop doing it. We've got pace in the team. Matches live on Sky Sports for Irish viewers. Well, there you go if you're Irish. What is wrong with Fosu Mensah? He should play, says Josh Kirby. Fair enough point. The defence, let's talk about the defence. In fairness, I think the defence might not be. CO Tully's just saying it's interesting that Darmian is playing. It might just be that this is to do with injuries. Valencia's injured, so Darmian at right back's probably fair enough. Luke Shaw at left back, I'm happy with that. He needs to play games and he needs to get better. He'll play his way into form. Blind is obviously going to play centre back because we've got no Bailly. It's just the Rojo situation concerns me a bit. I don't know a lot about Burnley, I'm not going to pretend I do. But the defence has just got to... I think we've got to be looking at a clean sheet today. I can't... in fairness, I know the defence is a concern, but I think a lot of it's to do with injury, Alex. I don't think there's a lot more you could do. I mean, I'd like to see Twansibi playing because I think he's going to be a great player of the future, but that's not really Jose's way. I'm starting to see more and more that he's not really going to chuck youth in at the moment.
Yeah, I think we were kind of kidding ourselves with the thinking he'll play more youth. But to be fair to him, if you class the likes of Rashford and players like that as youth, then he has actually played them. Fosu's got a fair few games, like more than I thought he would get. And what really pleased me is I can't remember who it was against. It might have been against Fenerbahce, that he actually brought Fosu on as a midfielder, which is proper position which Van Gaal never did. I'd like to see him get more of a run out there, but obviously there's a lot of competition in that position. But the defence, I think if Rojo plays like he did against City, that would be a bonus. But hopefully, touch wood, Burnley aren't going to attack us too much, seeing as that we're at Old Trafford. But like I said, they beat Liverpool 2-0. They beat Everton, so they're not a bad team. It's not going to be like a steamroller like some people have been saying. They also have Andre Gray back for like the first time in I don't know how many games after he obviously got banned for his homophobic tweets. So that's a bit interesting. Sorry?
Sorry, I just when we went on live, it was 1-1 between Sunderland and Arsenal. It's now 4-1 to Arsenal. So they've absolutely blitzed it, then come back and won. So they're not going to drop points there. Sorry to interrupt, Alex. Just saw something there.
That's alright, I saw it in the comment section anyway. It pissed me off. I hate when you get false hope about a team dropping points and then they do something like that. But David Moyes, I don't think he's won a single game yet, has he?
All it makes me laugh is because I don't like Sunderland and the idiots who did the old Poznan when we didn't win the league and the last minutes, because we were obviously at Sunderland waiting for the City result. And ever since then, I've wanted Sunderland to get relegated. So the minute they got Moyes, I never wanted Moyes as United manager. He's absolute crap. And the only positive Moyes has ever done for Manchester United is getting them Mackham arseholes relegated, and the longer they keep him, the better. But unfortunately, he'll probably get sacked soon, and they will somehow avoid relegation. But I'm not surprised. I've got Alexis Sanchez as my captain actually on fantasy football. So, I think it was an absolute no-brainer. I'm just having a quick look there. Giroud's even got 2. That's how bad they are. So 4-1, comfortable win. I think it was an obvious comfortable win. To double your money today. In fact, if I was looking to double my money today, I think I went Arsenal, Liverpool to win away and United to win today. For tenner on, you'd win 20 quid for that. But not that I'm a gambler, but I think Liverpool will win. I just think that's the way the season's going. Zlatan will score, says Joshua Chu. I hope so. But as we're saying there, I mean, defensively, I don't think we can moan too much. Valencia's injured. I don't know the situation with Smalling. You're not going to play Phil Jones. He's not going to play Twansibi. So it's the choices are limited. I think Andre Gray is an interesting one that Alex has brought forward there. He's obviously been out for a while. He was doing quite well before that. And if Burnley are going to soak up the pressure and play on pace, they could cause us a few problems. But as an attacking force, I don't know what you think, Alex. I love Mata as a 10 with Pogba and Herrera. I love it. That's my ideal 3, especially in home games. I don't really think Herrera's a defensive midfielder, I've got to say. I love Herrera. I don't think he's a defensive midfielder. But if we're not going to play Carrick and we're not going to use Schweinsteiger, Schneidlin's way out of form. That, any day of the week over that tree. So I'm happy with that midfield 3. And I think that's where the game will be won and lost for us today.
I'm happy with the three in an attacking sense, but I think I do think that Pogba and Herrera actually, well, maybe not so much Herrera, play better when Carrick's there behind them, so that obviously Pogba can roam forward. But Mata obviously plays really well with Pogba and Herrera as well, because they have the intelligence to do the one-touch football around them. And we haven't touched on it yet, but it is good to see Mata as captain. I was happy with that.
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
I've seen a lot of
go on.
people, I don't know who it was, it might have been you or someone's been saying that they want Herrera to be like long-term captain, which I wouldn't really be against either, but it is nice to see Mata getting captain, because obviously everyone was saying at the start of the season when Jose came in that he was going to sell Mata, so now he's gotten from that to being club captain with only because of Smalling being injured and obviously Carrick and Rooney not being on the pitch, which is good, because you'd think he'd go to like Zlatan or someone.
Yeah, Josh Kirby just backed up what you said there, that he'd like to see Herrera captain. And I must just mention this. Lewis Mullen says Rojo is garbage. But on the fact of Mata captain, I'm happy with that. I think he deserves that. And I think Alex makes a fantastic point again that in the summer, Blind and Mata were apparently going to go. And I'm so happy that both stayed. Mata, I wasn't sure about Mata in the summer, because I don't think he's been fantastic in his time at United up until this season, which I think is so ironic that Mourinho sold him to us and then Mourinho comes to United and gets the best out of him. I think his stats were always good under Van Gaal and Moyes, but I don't think he ever really... I was quite critical. Everyone used to say, oh, he needs to play at number 10. He was given some opportunities, never really grabbed it. But this season, he's been like the Mata of old, and I think he can get better. He just needs to play as a number 10 more. So I'm happy for him. Is he a captain? Probably not. I think back to that Leicester game, and it was Herrera who was shouting at him, get into the 6-yard box for that clever corner from Blind. So I don't think he's a leader. I think Herrera fits the bill. I think even Daley Blind does, maybe Pogba long term. But it's a nice reward for him. And does the captaincy matter that much?
After Rooney, I know it'll probably go to Smalling, but I don't think he deserves it. I want De Gea to be our captain after Rooney.
Yeah, good shout. The issue with me is that, I just think that I tweeted it earlier as well. That bit of play where Pogba hit the post on Wednesday night. I know it. I've just ignored what City fans saying that we beat their reserves. Come on, reserves. You were desperate.
Can I just play quickly and just say that I read a thing online that I think I might have even pasted it into the group chat that their so-called reserves totaled up £240 million. So it's not too bad for a reserve team, is it?
Yeah. So Leroy Sané probably cost the same as Martial. Absolute shit. But yeah, so-called reserves. But at the end of the day, second half, we absolutely dominated them. And Tony Valencia's got a fractured hand, says Jordan Coffey. I'd heard he had an injured wrist. So, you know what? For a long time, I said Darmian should be playing at right back. He's now got an opportunity. So we'll find out what happens there. Valencia for me is not a long-term right back, so it's disappointing he's out because he has been playing well, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. And we've got Fosu, so that might be an opportunity for him to come in, hopefully. But I'm going to talk about what channels you can watch the game on, etc. in a bit, so don't worry about that. We've still got a good half an hour before the game kicks in. But what was I saying? What we were talking about, I've lost my train of thought completely before. So that second half against City, there was a bit of play where Pogba hit the post. I've tweeted it out before. There's about a 20-second clip, and that is exactly how Manchester United should be playing. Mata, Herrera, good link-up play, pressing to win the ball, quick. Pogba hits the post. That is the way United should be playing, and I think that's the vision that Jose's got. What I would say is, Rooney or Fellaini in that team, you can't do it because it's not quick enough. It won't press. It won't move the ball quick enough. So the longer those two aren't involved in the team, the better. I know he said, I'm not going to let Rooney go. For me, Alex, I think that is all about just killing the situation. I don't believe what Jose said there at all, that he's never going to let Rooney go.
Yeah, I hope not. But in terms of the Fellaini thing, like I've said on the show before, it's not so much because people are like, Fellaini played well today, why aren't you going to comment on that? It's not so much that he performs badly, but it's that when he's in the team, you can't play that fast, like one-touch football that the likes of Mata, Herrera, Pogba can play, because he isn't a skillful enough player to play like that. And the same applies to Rooney with that. But in terms of selling him, I heard LA Galaxy are apparently interested in signing him, so that could, like someone was saying, I think they were using like Ashley Cole or someone as an example. That it just because he says he's not selling them, he can just say, "Oh, the board went over my head," or Rooney asked to leave, because apparently he said to him that if he wants like regular first team game time, he's not going to get it at United. So Rooney could like just ask to leave, and then he could be like, "Oh, I didn't sell him. He wanted to leave." Like how he said with Mata when they said in one of his first press conferences at United to Mourinho, they were like, "Oh yeah, because you sold Juan Mata," and he interrupted them. He's like, No, I didn't sell Mata. He asked to leave, so it just could be a similar situation to that.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I've seen loads of people, oh, Mourinho's he said he'll never sell Rooney, etc. You know, and it's like, oh, we're stuck with him, and people get all negative. Just flip it round the other way. Do you really think Manchester United manager is going to come out and say, I'm going to sell Rooney? For all sorts of reasons, that's just not going to happen, because his value decreases, it causes an absolute storm, the press love Rooney, it's just not going to happen, it's a non-story. I think Valencia's fractured hand is a bit of a story that I just want to talk about for a moment. You know, as a right back, he's been doing okay. I think positionally, we saw against Chelsea, he will cost you goals in the big teams. But do you think it's a massive loss for us to lose Valencia? Probably be out for a good month, I would think, if it's a fractured hand, because can't take throw-ins, and if you fall over, it's going to hurt.
Yeah, at the start of the season and in pre-season, he seemed to have finally learned how to cross. And
he's
then
lost that again, hasn't he, though?
Yeah, and then so like 3-4 games in, he's gone back to his old ways, and he's not learning how to cross anymore. So I think he's done a job. He's not really a right back, as we say, but he's done a decent enough job. I'm worried about Darmian when we come up against anyone with any pace, because he obviously got absolutely ruined last season by the likes of Alexis and Tadic and Mane as well, when Mane swapped sides. But I don't know, this is a chance for Darmian. Maybe there's all the rumours obviously about him going in January, but maybe this will be a chance for him to fight his way back into the team if he's motivated enough and earn a place in that starting 11, because he obviously is a right back. So.
Yeah, I mean, the rumour is that we're going to sign a right back, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Jay Bradford saying Valencia is the best on the team. I do think that I can't lie. I do think some fans just get lost in effort and desire, which is an admirable trait, and not everybody in the United shirt's got it. So I'm not going to dismiss it, but if you're asking me if Valencia is a Manchester United right back of any substance that's going to help us win titles, I'd have to say no. I think as a right midfielder, potentially, he solves a problem, but he's not a right back. We saw there's so many errors that he's made positionally over the 18 months he's been playing there, but he might be our best option up until we buy a right back. Am I massively concerned about Darmian playing there? Not really. I think, as Alex said, he's a right back. Do I think it's an opportunity for Darmian? Yes. Do I think Darmian will end up being our long-term right back? I think we're probably going to buy one. But Valencia is a loss. He is quality, says Jordan Coffey. I can't knock Valencia for his effort and what he's done, but his crossing ability is very poor, and his positional sense isn't good enough for a right back if you want to win a title. But I don't know what went wrong with the crossing, because we used to call it the dinky cross in the pre-season. He was getting into decent positions. He was hanging these crosses up, which Zlatan can attack, and it was good. And he just seems to have lost the ability to do that now. So many times he frustrates me. You've got to put early crosses in, and we're very bad at that, which is why I'm glad that Luke Shaw's back. But people asking, Kieran Wilson, easy win for United. I'm just going to pop off for a couple of minutes, Alex, just while I go and sort something out so you can have your thoughts. But my thoughts, United, Burnley at home. If you're asking me to give a score prediction, I think we'll concede based on that back four. I think we will concede, but I think we'll win it 3-1. That's my thoughts. I'll just give you a moment or two, Alex, to give yours.
Okay. I don't think we'll concede. I reckon it'll be 2-0 to United. It's obviously the same back four as we had against City. So, although I don't remember was Valencia playing against City, but either way. So it's a decent enough back four. I don't really know who Burnley's wingers are, if they're going to cause us any problems down the flanks. Obviously, Luke Shaw in the first half against City had a bit of a nightmare against Navas, but he's obviously, if anyone watches the show, they know I'm a huge fan of Luke Shaw. He's still coming back into his best form that he was showing before he had the leg break, but he has recovered fairly well. So, yeah, I think I'm going with 2-0. I just want a really good performance because we need to build on that City thing. We can't have just like, it can't be another Stoke where we're just all over them all game and then just don't finish off any of the chances, which is Zlatan, I think, really needs a top performance today and needs to score to hopefully build his confidence back up.
Yeah, what was your score prediction? I missed that.
2-0 to United.
All right, clean sheet. I said on Wednesday.
I was saying as you went off, I was like, we didn't concede to City, and they obviously have a lot better of an attack than Burnley. So
yeah, we did have Carrick shielding the back four, which I think always helps. But we will see what happens in relation to defence. I think Burnley, in a sense, are a bit of an unknown force in the fact that we don't really know a hell of a lot about them, because who spends their life watching Burnley matches? Sean Dyche, newly promoted, they have been doing quite well. Depends how they come to Old Trafford. Over the last few years, I think people have certainly moved away from being fearful of us. But having said that, I do think that our midfield is one to concern them, and I think this is the sort of game where Zlatan should be imposing himself. 2 difficult games in the league, 3 in away with City that we've come up against. But a Burnley defence, a newly promoted defence, Zlatan is still world class. Whether he's on the decline or not, he is still world class, and he should definitely be producing the goods. But you've got to give him the chances. I can't say anything else other than
you have to also kind of take into the fact that Burnley is obviously really close to Manchester. Geographically, so they take it obviously as a bigger game because they're like local, well, they say local rivals, but obviously they're not a rival really to us that much, but they obviously take it as a huge game for them, well, which any team does, but obviously the geographical location plays a part in it as well.
They won last week as well, didn't they, at home to Everton, and I think when they were looking at those 2 games, I think if somebody had offered them 4 points, they'd have probably been pretty happy with that, but we'll see what happens. I don't know what is going wrong with Skype today, but it's quite frustrating. I've lost Alex visually. Are you still there, audio, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Where can I watch the game? Don't worry, Mark. I'll still watch you, says Lawrence. A lot of people asking about this. Let me just kill the call and I'll phone you back, Alex, again. I want to talk about this because I think it's quite a good thing to talk about. Let me just see what's happening. Here, he's back there now. Inadvertently, I was just messing around looking at a channel there, and somebody was mentioned. Don't worry about it. There's no issues there anyway. We love each other. The match today, I was saying when I went live, this is the first game of the season that Manchester United are playing at 3 o'clock on a Saturday that's not televised on the UK, which I find it interesting in many ways, in the fact that we are Manchester United, it's the end of October, and this is our first game not televised. It tells you a hell of a lot. Regardless of how we play, we are always the team that everybody wants to watch. I think Liverpool's first non-televised game was the second week in August. I think Arsenal's was the third, and I think City's was was at the end of August. We're the only club, 2 months beyond everybody else. But it does open up an interesting thing. Now, I don't want you to start naming where you're going to watch the game, Alex, or anything like that. And obviously, as a live stream, I can't watch an illegal stream, and I've got somebody from America who will be watching the game, and I'll be interacting with all you lot. And there are ways that I can get a very good rundown of what's happening in the game. So it's not like a normal watch along, but we will be covering it. But this, I find this ridiculous, Alex. I pay BT Sports, I pay for Sky Sports. I want to watch every single Manchester United game. This will be the same for a lot of viewers. There's only so many tickets you can get at Old Trafford. I could get a ticket to Old Trafford quite simply, very easily, get offered them all the time. But, we're on the United stand, we do Watchalong, so it's impossible to do that from there. So if you're not going to the game and you live in the UK, it's bloody ridiculous. I think this needs to change, absolutely. That you if you want to watch Manchester United play, you should be able to watch Manchester United play, whether it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday or not. I think it's an archaic, silly rule. We all, most of us will be paying subscriptions to watch them when they are on the telly. It's ridiculous that you are forced onto illegal streams, effectively, to watch a club just because of some stupid rule.
Yeah, I think like all games used to be played on Saturday at 3 o'clock, and it's to do apparently with attendance. If they think if every game's on TV, then it will affect attendance numbers. In terms of clubs like Man United, I really don't think that would be the case.
No.
Perhaps with teams like, say, when Villa were losing on their losing streak last season, or like Sunderland now, it would affect that. But in the US with the NFL, they apparently have this like season pass that you pay for your team, then you can watch like every single one of your team's games online, which is what I think they should do in the Premier League. I mean, obviously the Premier League is so like well funded as it is, and they always want money. So I don't really know why they don't do something like that. I think with this new TV rights deal that's come in, we'd have to wait at least till that contract's over. I think in like 4 years or so, but they should show every game on TV really for every team. But I understand why they don't with the attendances. But for the top 6, 7 teams, they should.
I find it frustrating. I really do. I mean, I do agree that if they did do that, these season passes, you know, as a club, Manchester United would get richer and richer because we're obviously going to sell the most season passes. But you know what? That's life, isn't it? And I think United fans should be able to watch it. If you don't live in the UK, you're in a great situation because you can just watch it. But living in the UK, it's a bit of an arse, to be honest. We will have, anyway, there are ways around it and we will be fine for a watch along. That's the whole point. But hopefully a lot of you will be updating us on the game, and I think a lot of you might be quite reliant on us today for what's going on in the game. But I've lost Alex again visually. I don't know what's going on with Skype today, but it's frustrating. But there we go. I'm going to let you shoot off in a minute, Alex, because are you watching it at home or are you shot off down the pub?
Well, the pub doesn't show it because it's obviously the 3 o'clock game. I'll have to try to find a highlights thing to watch, but no, I'll be watching under the legal stream.
Yeah, well, I'm going to use numerous things. I mean, there are things out there that you can use not to watch it visually, like there's tackers of virtually every 5 seconds of who's passing the ball, etc., and all that lot. And I'll be reliant on our guest in America who will be watching it, and all of you lot who I'm sure will be watching it as well. But Alex has gone for a 2-0 win to United.
Yeah.
I've gone for 3-1. And Alex, I presume you'll be back on Sunday show at 8:30.
Yeah, I will be. I'll see you guys then.
Cheers, Alex. Thanks for coming on, pal.
Okay, thanks for having me. Speak to you guys later, and let's hope we win.
Yeah, we need the 3 points today. Okay, let's take some of your live comments before we get our next guest on. A lot of you asking, can I come on and talk? Call Goldbridge, Skype Goldbridge, whatever you want to do. If you've not heard about this show, it's brilliant. We'll be live. We do it every Monday at 8:30. You can call in, ask your questions, but we are live after every Manchester United game. It won't be on this stream, but I'll put the link up before we get to the end of the stream to tell you where to go. And then Skype will be open for you to start calling in at full time and give your thoughts on the team. I'm hoping that we won't have to be talking about a bad result. I want some positivity, but come on, give us your thoughts. Darren Smith, very good. You can listen to the game on 5 Live as well. I mean, I'm old. I'm not that young as I look young, I know, but I am older than you would think. I remember the days pre-Premier League where no games were on the telly and you used to get highlights on the radio. Not highlights, you used to listen to games on the radio. And it's nice today to have that floating about in my ear because you can visualise radio commentary quite well. But we will be covering what's going on and I'll be feeding that through to you. And obviously we've got a guest who will be watching the game. So everything will be covered. Don't worry about that. Where can I watch the game, says Lars. If you're in the live comments, give him some idea. I mean, obviously we can't promote illegal streams, etc. Burnley a beast, says Christian Rowe. What football player do you think would fit perfectly in the Manchester United squad, says Humza. Well, if you've been watching my Manchester United FIFA 17 career mode, I'm into season 2 now. It's on the United Stand FIFA channel. Go and subscribe on there and watch it. But I've brought Aubameyang in. I don't think United will ever get him, but I think he fits in perfectly with what United need. Somebody who's good in the air, tall, strong, but very, very fast. I think we lack pace in the number 9 position, obviously, but we've lacked pace for a long time in that position. You know, Rooney's not the quickest. We've got players who I think could play that position in a couple of years' time, whether it's Tony Martial or Marcus Rashford. But that's what I would like as well. I don't think we're too far off. I think we've got the players. I just don't think they've been moulded by Jose yet. But I think we will get there. I can watch the game, I'll give you a match review, says Bill Dunn. Well, I want that anyway. That's what we always want on the watch along. You know, you are the stars of the show. You do get lots of mentions, and I do want to know what you think's going on. Really important. Mark, do you play Football Manager? Says Dan DeWitt. No. What place will we be in if we win? Says Finlay Richardson. I don't know. We've just got to win. I think a league position for us. We probably shouldn't be looking at league position till at least Christmas time. I think we've got to just take it game by game, get points. That's what we need to do. Thanks to Jesse Lingard, Best United Fan Channel. I must just say to you all as well, I know a lot of you voted for us in the Football Blogging Awards. The voting's closed now. You're not going to get any more how to votes or anything like that. So it is fair enough to say amazed by your support. I mean, we're up against channels that have got nearly 1 million subscribers. So to win it would be unheard of, but I think we've got a lot of votes and we've given it a good go, and the finalists will be announced. The winner will be announced on November the 17th at Old Trafford at the awards, which we will be there, and I will be doing some live videos from there anyway. So that's great, superb, and we hit 50,000 subscribers this week. So if you are new to the United Stand, people say, oh, we deserve more subscribers. Well, it's your show as much as it is ours. You know, you are massively part of it. That's why we've started doing things like the watch along and the Cool Goldbridge, so you can come on and give your fantastic views. We've done 2 Cool Goldbridges now. We did after the game on Man City, we did Monday night, and we've had about 50 guests on, and every one of you have been superb, which is reflected in the live comments. That's why we do it. So keep getting involved, keep spreading the word is the main thing. We don't advertise, we don't have a budget for that. It's always been growing organically, and I think that's the best way to grow. I don't believe in viral videos, because you just end up with a load of people who don't really want to watch your content and they just want to see the viral video. We've grown steadily, and it's all down to you lot. So if you are watching now, please share the video on Twitter. There are social links to do that. Please drop us a like, because the watch-alongs are massively about you. And if we can get 1,000 likes on a video, it just shows what a good job you've been doing. But please keep getting involved and spreading the word. That's all we can say. Fancy Kid, Mark, what's wrong with Martial? I think he's injured, surely. Why would you drop him and put a bench out like we have today? Tyler again, who I do shout Tyler out a lot, because I remember Tyler from the days of having 100 subscribers and probably about 50 people watching. So it's one of those names that does stick out. And he says 50,000 subscribers is madness. I never thought I never thought anything really. But what makes me proud is the fact that the voice is getting louder for the channel, and it is fan opinion, and that's the way it should be. Mr. M30NZZ says, I'm here since last October. Can you subscribe to me? Just type up William Gaming. I probably won't, but if other people want to, and that's not because I don't like you, William Gaming, I just don't really watch a lot of gaming channels. Socrates Coleman Matuidi Lozano is what we need in January, says Shaka Phillips. Zlatan will score again when pigs fly, says Sanchez. Well, I think prepare to see some pigs flying today. Prediction Mark, says Zenzo. I've gone 3-1. I think we will concede, but I think we'll get a lot of goals. I think Mata, Pogba and Herrera as a midfield 3 is as good as it gets for United. I do like Carrick in that position, but let's not forget we're a home team today. And do we need somebody just to sit back and dictate the play in a defensive position? I don't think we do. And it gives Carrick a rest. The downside is we'll probably play Carrick against Zoya, when I would rest Carrick for Swansea. I think we're using Carrick in the wrong games. Maybe use Carrick in the more important games. Don't bring anybody with bad camera. Don't bring anybody with... I don't know what Uchi's on about. Come on, United. I'm fairly new here. I like the channel. Keep it up, Mark, says WizKid TV. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And Mad Marcus, the moderator, is on at last. I hadn't seen him for a while. Hello, Mad Marcus. Hi there, says Static Buzz Gamer. Pogba to score, says Lewis Daniel. Carrick fans here. Looks like we're playing a 4-3-3 today, he says. What are you drinking, Alex? Says Sampa. I don't know, because Alex is not here. Mark, just fly to Ireland, says Nathan. Mata hat-trick, 4-0, says Sonu. That would be interesting. And Glory United says hello. I'll be getting my guest on in a moment, hopefully from America, where he will be watching the game, so he'll be able to update us on that. Burnley to win, says Original 94. I hope that's a minority. First time watching, says MSTR Hamler. Good. Hallam, sorry. And please shout out, says NCB2 Games. Mkhitaryan, says Sergey Gabayon. Question mark. Yeah, I think that's a very, very good question mark that you put there, and you put 3 next to it. I'd have had him on the bench today. I don't really see much reason not to. It is forgotten moderator L10. I've missed him. He's gone. No, he's back. L10 G7 C9. We've not seen him for a while. Welcome back. And Scott McKenzie loves the channel. Mkhitaryan is an interesting one. I just don't know. Is Mkhitaryan finished at United? I just think if he'd not been involved today and nothing had been said, I would have been, I don't really know what's going on at United, but it looks like he's finished. But then what sort of disappointed me today, and I haven't reacted, for those who saw the start of the stream, I haven't started hitting things like I did on Wednesday night. I'm not going to do that. But I just was slightly disappointed because Mkhitaryan came out and said, I'm going to work hard to get back in the team. And then Jose was he will be part of the team. And then he's not part of the team today. No, to be fair to Jose, he didn't say that he was going to pick him today. He just said, he has got a future. But I think today is the perfect opportunity when you look at the bench as it whizzes by in front of me now. So our subs today, you got Romero in goal. You got Carrick, Schneiderlin and Fellaini, defensive. You've got Rooney, who, Rooney's not in form, is he? You've got Memphis, who's been out of form for nearly 2 years. And you've got Ashley Young, who I just don't think... What does Ashley Young actually offer, really, to United as an attacking force? Nothing. So I would have had Mkhitaryan on the bench. I never expected him to start. But there you go. Mickey needs to play first time commenting. I have been watching for a while now, says Damalo. Yeah, I think today would have been a perfect opportunity. I think if he doesn't play against Zoya on Thursday night, when is he ever going to play? Because Zoya... no, it's Fenerbahce on Thursday, isn't it? I think it's Fenerbahce. So he's probably not going to play in that game because it's a difficult one. Wait, 1 minute. What? Memphis is better than Lingard, says Jake Bannon. Free Mkhitaryan, says Football TV. Indonesia fan, says Akbar. Who is the best player at Manchester United at the moment, says Glory United. Why Carrick not playing, says ADWS. I mean, to be fair, I look at the team today, it's not ideal, but Smalling's injured, I think. Valencia's definitely injured, he's fractured his hand. Fosu Mensah must be injured, I think. Martial must be injured. So we're playing a team, especially as a back four, that you can't really argue with. It worries me a bit, but you can't really argue with it. And the Carrick situation, well, Jose was very honest about that yesterday. This is Michael Carrick, 35 years of age. He is not going to play Wednesday, Saturday, Thursday, Sunday. That is not going to happen. He can't do that. So he was never going to play today. And actually... I'm not fussed that he's not playing. I love Michael Carrick, but actually we're at home to Burnley, and Herrera, Pogba and Mata as a midfield three is far more attacking than Carrick, Herrera and Pogba. So you can't argue about that, and it's not a bad game to give Carrick a rest. I'd probably rest him on Thursday. I don't think we will, because I'd like to see him play against Swansea, because I think away from home he offers us that defensive protection. I'm very happy that Fellaini's not involved, to be honest. I really expected him to be involved. Defence is weak, says Harshit. It was Harshit as well. Mark for Man United will win 2-0, says Venom. Harshit again says defence is weak. Ibrahimovic needs to score, says Jose 205. Glory United, who's the best player at Manchester United at the moment? It's a very difficult question to answer. I'd say probably Mata, Herrera or Carrick. I wish we'd kept Pereira, says Andrew Rossi. Well, he wouldn't be playing. He wouldn't be playing, would he? Very unlikely to be playing. He's playing every week at the moment, so you can't argue about that. And he's going to play against Barcelona today, whatever time that kicks off. Manu says we need more pace up front. I think we do lack that pace. And Marcus, the moderator, Marcus X, says Zlatan's starting to remind me of Berbatov. I just think Zlatan will. I love Zlatan, and I have been critical of him. I'll be critical of anybody, whether I love them or not, if they're not performing. He's not performing at the moment. Joshua Chu, yes, no Fellaini, we will win. It's a good call. I'm going to see if we can get me guest on now. Hopefully this will work. Hello, Kellen. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mark. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks.
Good.
Good. Right. So Kellen's going to be watching the game with us because he is in America and they get to watch the game legally. So he will be giving us his thoughts on the game, which is great because I can't watch it legally. So I'm going to be reliant on what I can hear in my ear on the radio, what Kellen's got to say and what everybody else has got to say there. And I'll also have a tacker of what's going up there. So very reliant on him. First time on the show, Kellen. Where are you? I know you're in America. Whereabouts in America are you calling from?
I am in Tampa, Florida, right at the bottom of the United States, southeastern.
Disney World.
Yes.
Not too far away. And what time is it over there at the moment?
It is 9:50 a.m.
AM, so not too bad, not too bad. I know some people it will be all sorts of ridiculous o'clock. I would imagine in Australia it's anywhere between midnight and 3 a.m. in the morning. So let's hope that United can get a result for us today. Just while I'm setting a few things up, because we are approaching the kickoff time, Kellen, thoughts about the team today and are you confident we'll get a result?
I am confident we will get a result because Burnley have only scored one goal away from home this year, and it was against Southampton, which they lost 3-1, and they've only got all their points at home. So that is a very positive going into the game. I'm happy with Mata being in the team. He's just the creative player that I feel like we need. I'm happy that Darmian's playing at right back. I know it probably won't last because Valencia is Mourinho's first choice, but I am happy that he's getting some game time. However, I am unhappy Mkhitaryan's not in the team, and I feel like Pogba should have been rested for this game. He's played every game for us since he's came in, and that will just, regardless of age and how good you're doing in form, that'll just kill anybody playing professional football.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've not heard anybody say that. It's always, this is brilliant, to get a different view. Pogba playing, I suppose what I would say about that, Kellen, is if you weren't playing Pogba, who would you play?
I would have played Fellaini. This is the game.
Get him off the show.
No, Fellaini, if he would have played today, he could have been the defensive midfield and then have Mata and Herrera bomb on in the 4-3-3 that I would like to see us play. Because Burnley, they are a very good side and they're not a team to roll over, but Fellaini, I feel like, could do maybe a decent number in their midfield, against their midfield.
Well, it is a fan channel that gives everybody an opportunity to have their opinion. I obviously wouldn't have Fellaini anywhere near the Manchester United side, but it is interesting. I probably would have played Pogba. What was your score prediction, Kellen? I've just got to pop and do something. Give us your thoughts on that.
I said 3-1. 3 goals just because at home with a positive lineup, I think it'll be easy for us to get 3 goals. But the one goal for Burnley would be through a Rojo mistake. Rojo always has a mistake in him, and that's just how I feel. And I feel like if a goal comes today for Burnley, it'll be through Rojo.
Sorry, I'll just have to pop and sort something out there. Multitasking. Get rid of that. So we're still 7 minutes off kickoff. Let's have a look what the comments are saying. Mark, would you rest Pogba for Morgan Schneidlin? I think we've got to win today. I don't care what anybody says. I think we've got to win this game today. That's the only thing that matters as far as I'm concerned. So we've got to win it. And I'm very happy with the midfield 3 of Pogba, Herrera, and Mata. Carrick, I wouldn't have minded playing, but he's a little bit defensive. And I think Herrera can do a role in this sort of game. I think when you're playing the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, whatever, I think you probably do need that better defensive shield that Carrick will give you. But I think Herrera, Mata, and Pogba is where this game will be won and lost today. I think defensively, through no fault of their own, there are concerns. And I think Lingard, Rashford, probably not been playing as well as they have been, certainly not Zlatan, so there's a lot of pressure on them. But for me, it's the midfield where the game will be won and lost, Kellen. I don't know about you.
I feel like our midfield will win us the game, and I feel like they can win us the game. They have to click. The interplay between Mata and Herrera on Wednesday night was beautiful. I loved it, especially with the goal that or with the almost goal that Pogba scored. The midfield is where we win the game, and I feel like we will win the game through our midfield.
Okay. What I will need you to do, Kellen, is when the game starts, because we do have a timer, just to let me know on your footage when it starts, and we'll kick off the timer so everybody else knows. Let me just get that set up as well, because I don't actually know how many people will be watching the game today and how many people are just going to be reliant on us, but we will certainly be keeping you updated with what is going on. Let me sort that out there. So that's ready. I'm just setting things up. There's always a lot to sort out. Everybody else, if you want to give your score prediction, there's a few of you interacting, which is what we want you always to do when we've got the live streams going. I think the only other team that I'd keep an eye on, if people want to keep an eye on, is the Spurs game and see what happens in that one. Daft Bus, yes, Valencia has fractured his hand. That's right. Celtic beat Aberdeen. Don't care. William Gaming. Sorry, but I don't. I would prefer Martial and Mkhitaryan, says Joshua Crew. I think Martial's injured. I can't understand why Martial wouldn't be an option off the bench if he's not injured, because he didn't start against Chelsea. He only came on for the last 20 minutes. Wasn't involved against City and wasn't involved obviously today. So I presume he's out injured, because the bench, I mean, I will ask you about that as well, Kellen. Do you have concerns about the bench, and maybe, you know, if we're chasing the game or chasing a goal, it might not be as strong as we would like?
The bench just doesn't have enough flair on it. It has enough potential for flair, but if we need a goal, if Burnley somehow hold us at a draw up until about the 65 minute mark, our bench, I don't feel like could win us the game. Maybe if Martial was on there, but he must be injured. I would like to see Rashford on the bench more. I mean, you can't play an 18-year-old week in and week out with games in the actual week as well. Especially because he's the type of person who could bring flair to our bench, and that's where I feel like he would do the best once Martial gets back in the team, and hopefully Mkhitaryan gets in the team as well.
So nobody can actually hear me. We're 3 minutes off from kickoff. Are the players out on the pitch at the moment, Kellen?
Yeah, they are. They're shaking hands. Okay,
I'm just going to kill the call with you and call you back, because for some reason it keeps you losing visual, and I don't want that to happen. So I'll literally be back within 2 seconds. I don't know why that's going wrong today, but we can hopefully solve it quite easily and get Kellen back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. I'm just waiting.
All right, good.
Waiting to get some visual of you. It's not doing it. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not doing it today. This is a real pain. Oh, Skype stopped working. Right, let me log out and log back in. Just before the game kicks off. Brilliant. Exactly what we wanted to happen. I've probably got a lot of programs running, and that may be why it's doing it, but we'll get him back. We'll get him back. Don't worry. Oh yeah, I got you back now. I might. This may be a recurring theme. I might just need to close it down and keep getting you back, because it just seemed to be playing up. It was playing up a bit with Alex before, so don't have any worries about that. Live comments. Mata is captain, and lots of people getting involved. Give us your thoughts on the game. It's about to start, and Kellen will let me know as soon as it has started, which is obviously really important. Burnley's the top team. Come on, lads. And remember, straight after the game, we will be doing a Skype Goldbridge where you lot can phone in and give us your thoughts. And hopefully we will we'll be winning this game and talking about a win. Sound isn't off. It should be on perfectly fine. Everything's set up, so the sound isn't off. And everybody else, just keep getting involved, giving us your thoughts as the game kicks off. Kellen will let us know as soon as it does. Obviously, we're in the UK, so we can't give you... I personally can't watch it and give you what's happening, but Kellen will be watching, and you lot will be as well. And I'm hoping that it's going to be a 3-point game. I'm listening to it on the radio. I've also got Kellen in my ear as well. So I will update on what I can. Yeah.
All right, hold on 1 second.
He says he's ready. I've lost my thing now. There we go.
Yeah, it started.
So the game's up and running. And Callum will be giving his thoughts on what's going on. And it's an odd one. It's a Saturday afternoon, and to not be able to watch it is very frustrating. But you lot will all be keeping me updated, and so will Kellen. And I've got.
All right, Ibra's on the top of the box right now. Took a shot, saved by the keeper.
So straight in, first 20 seconds, you've got a shot in there from Zlatan, and good. I mean, it's way too early to be saying that we're dominating the play, but I would expect that maybe Burnley will come at this from an angle of trying to suppress us and cause us some problems for sure. I've lost. I don't know why this is happening today, but it's frustrating that I do keep losing the visual of Kellen when he's watching the game, and I think this is maybe down to this. Let's see if that makes any difference. Let me try that. Killing that might help. No, it's just it's typically slow, which is frustrating. Right, I'll call you back, Kellen, so I can get your visual back. But get commenting, give us your thoughts on the game. Right, yeah, we've got you back. I'm just going to have to keep doing that every time it happens. But I take it it's United on the attack as I would expect against Burnley, and Burnley, a lot of men behind the ball.
Yeah, there's a goal kick right now for De Gea.
Good stuff.
All right. So, Mata has it in the midfield, laid it off to Pogba. Getting Luke Shaw involved as well. Mark, I gotta be honest with you. I don't like how Rashford is dropping so far back, almost like a wing back. I feel like it messes him up, like in his attacking play, and he gets caught out of position and maybe can't contribute as much.
I take it Rashford's playing out on the left.
Yes, sir.
Lingard obviously on the right. I mean, this is a running theme. It's a running theme that we have seen over the last few games with United. That they are.
All right, we're on the attack. Cross. It was a poor cross from Lingard over his Zlatan, and Rashford has it on the left now.
Doesn't sound unusual that Lingard puts a bad cross in, but maybe that's the cynic in me.
All right, long shot from Pogba that went wide. I don't know why he takes so much long shot or so many long shots.
Pogba.
Yes.
Yeah, I find it quite frustrating. It's a little bit.
He's giving away possession when we have the ability to hold possession and create a goal. It's just a waste of time. I feel like it's ill-disciplined as well.
Yeah, I think he does need to stop doing it, especially in the. It's a big part of his game. I admit that. I've got no problem with that. It is a big part of his game, and he's very good at it sometimes. But
like the one against Watford when he hit the crossbar from about 35 yards out. That was good.
Right, I'm just trying to get a few. I'm trying to find something I can listen to this game on, but it's not easy. So how far into the game are we? Let's have a look. 3 minutes in.
3 minutes and 45 seconds.
3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yes.
Okay. Got all sorts flashing up on my screen at the moment as I try to find something that I can listen to.
We're just holding the ball in our back third for right now.
Okay. That there. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Mark, are you watching? I'm watching. Not watching. I'm listening, and I'm taking. That's why I've got Kellen on, who is watching in America. What's your prediction, Mark? I went 3-1. I went 3-1. How's that? you're behind, says Luke Forsyth. 4 minutes in. Yeah, we are 4 minutes in. The timer is pretty much right, I think, but you get these sort of issues. Chad says, how come we've got Kellen on and you're not watching? Unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to watch it, we'll always do watch-alongs. That's the whole point. We'll always do watch-alongs for you. But in the UK, we can't get this game. It's not legally on the TV. So I can't sit and watch an illegal stream, even though we do have a delay and it's not a problem to talk about it. I can't promote that sort of way of watching it. So I'm very much in the hands of all of you lot and what I can hear in my ear, which is I'm listening to it as well.
It was good attacking play, interplay between Ibra, Mata, and Rashford, and unfortunately Mata's shot went straight at the keeper.
Yeah, I'm just hearing that Mata probably should have scored there, and it was really good play from Rashford.
Well, it was weird when he was positioned, because he was positioned on the left side of the box, on the left side of the box near the goal, but he is left-footed, so it would be hard to get the shot with his left foot, with the keeper covering that side of the post.
They're saying that he sort of had to, it was a bit behind him, he's had to hook round it, can't get the power onto it, which is a shame, but it was a good link up between Zlatan, who actually in the Man City game, I mean I can use that as a reference, in the Man City game, I thought Zlatan in the second half was very, he was dropping and he was linking things up, which actually, if he's not going to get the sort of ball he needs in the box as a striker, he can offer that as a build-up player, because for a big man, he is very, very creative.
I agree with that, but when we get the ball to the wings, who is there in the middle? Because Ibra has no pace, so who's there to get the ball in the box for something? It'd just be hard to create. So I don't really like how far he drops back sometimes, but he's good when he does.
I think the problem I'm having today is computer power, which is why I'm always moaning on about getting a better computer. But still 0-0 at the moment. Must-win game for United, 100%. But from what I'm hearing and what Kellen's telling me, it is United who are pressing forward, and potentially I say, we could have been 1-0 up. That chance falling to Mata, good link-up play, starting with Rashford on the left, 1-2 with Zlatan, and puts Mata in the box, but he's sort of turning onto it, having to shoot around it, doesn't quite get the ball into the back of the net, straight at the keeper. But encouraging that there is that space there for United to do something, and encouraging for United that we've had a chance in the first few minutes. Not as good as that first chance we had against Stoke, but still 0-0 at the moment. AJ Nell says United are playing amazing. Wow. Don't know.
We're definitely playing good. We haven't scored yet, so I wouldn't really call it amazing. Oh, Ibra just overhit a shot on the top of the box.
Right over the box, yeah, decent chance apparently again. I mean, it's hard when I'm not getting it visually, but he had enough time, they say, to shoot, even though there was Burnley players in the way. Right on the edge of the box, sort of drops to him, and decent volley off the left foot, but way over, Kellen.
Ibra's got to be more clinical for me. He is, I wouldn't say single-handedly, but he could have been the difference between 1 point and 3 points for many games in the season.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Definitely. I think that's been a running theme throughout the season for Zlatan, which is unfortunate. But hopefully, I think today's the perfect opportunity for him to get a game. A lot of people saying that in the live comments. Zlatan will score today, and whatever happens, United must win today. We cannot leave this game without winning the game. Burnley at home, any United team should be beating them, and we've got to beat them today.
Yeah, we do. This game is definitely a must-win. If we don't get 3 points in this game, I think it would be, if we don't get 3 points in the game, I think it would be lucky if we're still in the title race by December. Because Swansea away, I think we're playing them away next week.
We are, yeah.
Liberty Stadium it's a hard stadium to get 3 points at, especially for United over the last couple of years.
Yeah, we haven't got a lot of good history when it comes to the Liberty. Really. Let's have a look at some of your comments there. Will Rashford be made into the next Hazard? Says New Sounds. I'd hope he'd be doing better because he's bigger and he's. I think he's got a lot. He's a better finisher as well. Shaka Phillips saying, "What are we missing to win the league? Consistently getting results. You don't have to play every week to win the league. We need to start getting results." And to be honest, that last home game against Stoke in the league, sort of, that's the sort of game you've got to be winning. And we were dominant in that game. I just hope today that we don't, that Mata, Herrera, Pogba midfield can create some chances and get this game won, so that we're not relying on silly substitutions. Because I think that's what cost us against Stoke. Although Martial came on and scored, I just think Rooney interrupts the flow of the side, and we don't want that to happen, Kellen. But how are we doing so far in your thoughts? I mean, are you happy with it?
I am happy with it. We're very prominent in their third right now, and they do try to catch us on the attack. Andre Gray, they're one of their strikers. He almost got a ball played through on a counter attack, but Rojo did surprisingly well.
Okay. A few people asking how am I watching it. I'm not. I've got a couple of those things up and running that sort of give me like a text run of what's happening in the game. I've got Kellen who's watching the game. I've got all your comments as well, and I've also got radio as well. So I can't visually tell you what the chances are like. Kellen's gonna have to do that. But
all right, we're in the box right now. Rashford played a ball to Ibrahimovic on the top, but he lost possession.
But which is why actually I'm quite glad that we've got call or Skype Goldbridge after the match, because hopefully a lot of you will have watched the match and you can come on and give me your thoughts straight after the game. I mean, I can give my thoughts on what I think of a result, and I can look forward to watching it afterwards. But the main thing for me is 3 points today. As I said before, I'm not happy living in the UK that I can't watch every single Manchester United game. I think that, I pay my subscriptions for the channels that do show the United games, and it annoys me. It annoys me that people outside the UK get to watch every United game and I don't. But until they change the law, that's the way it's going to be. But we're 12 minutes in. It's very early days, Kellen. But I don't want it to get to half time and be 0-0, because that's when we start to panic. We had a good result in midweek against City, but it was just the League Cup, and I did prioritise that this is what it's all about. We've got to get 3 points today.
Yeah, I agree. Even though the City game wasn't their strongest team, a derby win is a derby win. And that would just boost any team's confidence. So I feel like that was a good overall performance in the second half. The first half, in like the first 30 seconds, City should have been 1-0 up, and I was really upset about that. It was almost surprising because United played a stronger team, and just to let them through on goal within nearly a minute in, it was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, we're only 12 minutes, like I say, but what I'm getting is that apparently, Burnley not offering very much, which is good in relation to the back four that we've got out today, and United are sort of pushing as best they can, maybe just losing the ball a little bit and in the final third, but Burnley looking to hit us on the break, but I would hope our defence is certainly good enough to withstand. I mean, Daley Blind, I know, wasn't fantastic against Chelsea, but this is the sort of game I think where his experience, and I do think that Blind is a potential leader of the future, whether it's at United or elsewhere, and we will require that leadership today to get a result, because clean sheets are what results are built on.
Darmian's playing surprisingly well, but he looks settled and he looks really comfortable. I mean, frankly, he hasn't had much opposition around him, but he's playing good, so I'm happy about that.
Just having a look at. I appreciate there's a lot of you out there who will be watching it by many different means, some outside the UK and some within it. However you are, I mean, obviously I can't do that, unfortunately, not when I'm doing a live stream in the UK. But Tommy Herald says getting tons of space on the wings, which is sounds positive. Mark, top 4 in FA Cup or the League Cup is a good season, says Shaka Phillips. Yeah, but I'm taking it one step at a time today. We've got to win today. And Lee Carman is saying it's sad to see Zlatan playing like this. It just comes to show the Premier League is on another level compared to the rest of the league. I mean, don't you think he should be given the same time that we're going to give Pogba as well? It's it does take a little bit of time. Dr. Chunky Biscuits asking me to check my DM on Twitter. I presume you've probably sent me a link of some sort. I've been sent plenty, but the whole point is I'm not going to watch an illegal stream and then do a live stream on here, which is why we've got Kellen watching it, and I'll be updated by all you lot. 81 possession, we are the best team in the world now, Peps, as Manchester United fans. In relation to Zlatan, do you think it's unfair that people are unhappy with him, Kellen, or do you think he deserves a little bit of time?
I think it is unfair, especially. I think it is unfair, especially because he has only had 10 games and he has scored 4 goals. So it's not like he's not scoring goals, or it's not like he hasn't been scoring goals. However, with just the amount of self-confidence that he's been doing, or that the amount of self-confidence that he has, I feel like he should be scoring more goals and getting in better positions.
I just heard that Burnley apparently had a chance there. I mean, half a chance. It was blocked, something on the edge of the box. But are they coming back into this game, or is it, still pretty much United on top?
It's United on top, no question about it. Burnley get a chance here and there, and it's a half chance, so I'm not really too worried about it right now.
Okay, I'm just going to kill the call and call you back because we've lost you visually again. So
okay.
This keeps happening, which is frustrating, but it's only a few seconds to get him back, hopefully. Oh no, don't want that one. Cool. Nearly called somebody else. Oh, typically, when we haven't got Kellen, United have just had a really good chance with Zlatan.
Yeah, Mark, he was through on goal, and 9 times out of 10, or not anymore, but it used to be 9 times out of 10, Zlatan would finish that, but I don't know what's wrong. Like he's just not clinical enough.
That is a concern. I mean, give us your thoughts. Apparently running through on goal about 5 yards out, and I'm just tweeting it because I've got to keep up to date with Twitter as well. You're my eyes, Kellen. Should he have scored it? And for those at home, should he have scored that chance?
I feel like he should have scored the chance. It was a little awkward, but Zlatan is 2-footed, and I'm pretty sure he shot it with his left foot. He should have finished it. It should have been 1-0 up right now.
A lot of people saying he should have done as well. He needs to score some of these chances. That's for sure. This is reminiscent of the Stoke game in the sense that Zlatan could have scored. Good defending, says Sandeep. Great chance by Zlatan, says Tommy Harold. He's obviously watching it. So close, says AG Nell. Good chance for Ibrahim, says Gung Shi. And sell Zlatan, says Shakel Hussein. Zlatan should be dropped, says Ola Shaw. Zlatan is swearing, says Manchester United fans. He's not swearing. Zlatan's not swearing. Manchester United fans should have scored, says Adam Lynch. Well, I look forward to seeing that back. Hopefully, somebody might upload it onto Twitter or something like that. But Kellen, I suppose would you be saying he should have scored that?
Yes, without a doubt. I could have scored it, and I played right back. This
is the thing. You've got to put your chances away because we're 20 minutes into the half now, and I'm sure we'll get other chances. But you get that first goal, it destroys whatever Burnley's game plan is. When a team's going to sit back against you, you should always try to get the early goal because it makes a massive difference to what's to how they'll approach the game after that. But I do agree. If it was Rooney missing these chances, he would get a lot of stick. I think Zlatan offers a hell of a lot more than Rooney does. But I mean,
it was a good save from the keeper as well. You can't take any credit away from him for the save, but he should finish it.
Was it Mata? I think Mata sets it up. He's trying to. Yeah, it is Mata apparently.
Right when
I don't know. Some people are saying he should have scored it. Some people are not. City are 1-0 up, says Ryan Waring. I didn't know City were playing at 3 o'clock today, but maybe they are. Maybe in my. I know Spurs were playing. Yeah, Well, United need to be taking their chances. It does frustrate me a little bit. Man City are winning 1-0. I don't know who scored. Who would your long-term replacement for Carrick be, says Shaka Phillips. Dier, Blind, Verratti. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting Matuidi in as a short-term option. But we do need a replacement for Carrick, that's for sure. If he's not able to play 2 games in 2 days, that's a problem for us. Zlatan just don't give a damn about missing. Ignorance, says Man United fans. Aguero scored for City. I think I've got him in my fantasy football team. Away to West Brom as well. I've got 2 West Brom players in my side. Foster and I think I've got Macaulay, the one who scores a lot of goals. So I was hoping they might get some sort of result for us today, but or at least a clean sheet. But we got a win today. I expected a lot of the teams ahead of us to get the wins today, and that means we've got to win. What's happening in the game, Kellen?
Darmian I think I'm not sure if he's getting a yellow card or foul, but he accidentally kicked one of the Burnley players in the shin with his knee. I think he walked away. I think it was just a warning, so that's good. But United holding possession in the midfield right now. I mean, Burnley are playing about 9. Once we cross the halfway line, Burnley are playing about 9 defenders, and then they're just hitting the long ball up over the top once they get possession.
Yeah, I don't think we can argue too much about that approach from Burnley. It's one that I would fully expect. They're not here to play open, and they beat Everton last week, didn't they? So a point for them is a good 4 points from 2 games that, you know, necessarily for a new promoted side might not be what they would have expected. So they'll play deep, and the one thing is, sometimes if you can just keep that clean sheet away from home, hit him on the break, because we will be playing further up the pitch, it can cause us a few problems. And that, somebody just saying there that Darmian's actually had a good start. I mean, he's going to have to stand out, because I don't rate Valencia as a right back. I think he's problematic positionally, but he's been doing well there. So Darmian's got big shoes to fill. In fact, Muggy Ruffy has just said great tackle by Darmian, but then Harry Johnson saying put Young at right back. What a tackle, says Carl Johnson. So I don't know whether you...
Yeah, it was from the back. It was a sliding tackle through the back.
So very dangerous. But Tommy Herald, fantastic tackle by Darmian as well. But if he's gone through the back of him, he's got to be very careful in the modern game, unfortunately, because they've almost outlawed that game. And cool guy saying that Darmian has been incredible. Axel Anderson, Darmian's very underrated. Beautiful
Burnley's
tackle.
had a shot.
Pardon?
Burnley just had a shot from 30 yards out. It went wide, but it was well struck.
And Manchester United fans, who's been a bit negative about Zlatan, he's been positive about Darmian, which is cool. And he's had a decent start, says SFA 2008. Darmian has had a decent start.
I hope Darmian comes good.
Yeah, I was talking about Darmian before the start of the game. I'm not convinced that he will have a long-term future at United. You know, Valencia's not playing today because he's injured. I don't know what's the story with Fosu Mensah, whether he's got an injury.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But Mata's had a shot. It was good save from the keeper.
Need to get that first goal.
Box. What did you say?
We need to get that first goal. So, do you think Mata should have scored it, or was it just a bit of a half chance?
It was definitely a full chance. It was just a good save from the keeper. It was at the near post. I feel like he would have had a better opportunity to score at the far post. Lingard just wasted possession and shot it over the bar. But
again, I'm listening that it was Zlatan who made the chance again. I mean, this is the thing. Zlatan in that sort of number 10 position, dropping off. He seems to be doing quite well. He's just not doing what he's there to do, which is score the goals. And I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but I do remember that early chance he had against Stoke where we couldn't score, and he should have scored. And I'm just hoping that chance that he had in this game isn't as bad a miss as that. I mean, the Stoke chance he's running through, he just puts it in the wrong corner. I don't know whether this chance today was as clear cut as that, but he's got to start putting the ball in the net, because it will confidence for him, but makes the team's job far more easier as well.
If if Ibra would have scored the goal against Stoke, it could have been 4-0 up when Martial came on, and he wouldn't even have to score, and the game would have been won.
Harry Cooper's a bit worried about Blind, says he's going to make a mistake. And Ishmael saying that Mata got crowded out on his shot, and the only place he could hit it was the bottom corner. Seamus Coleman is what we need, says Shaka Phillips. And Ishmael,
I would love Seamus Coleman.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think Premier League proven is very important. Good save, good shot, said Tommy Herald again. And a lot of people saying that Zlatan is doing quite well in this game. Great by Mata, good shot, half chance, says Andrew Thompson. Rashford should take place of Zlatan, says Weiser.
Yeah, Darmian's looking quite well, though. Ibra keeps fouling people as well. He's going to get yellow carded sooner or later.
I did have Zlatan Ibrahimovic in my fantasy football team. I took him out. He was scoring every week, and then it's just not gone that way, which has been disappointing. My Auto Gen says Zlatan's basically been in retirement at PSG. And Atisham saying, I didn't say this, but Zlatan is really poor today. And Yellow Flash is saying that Mata's the one who makes us work. Phoenix Love, Zlatan's miss was not an easy one. No space, and goalie came off the line quick. I'd have to see it to see. And Ibra's going to get sent off, says Mr. 001E. We're giving away too much silly free kicks. I mean, my concern in this game, and I said it in the Stoke game as well, my concern in this game is that we don't get that early goal, and then we have to make the silly substitutions which are risky. You know, you're bringing on the likes of your Memphis and your Rooneys and stuff like that when they've not necessarily been that good. That's what concerns me a bit. I want this team to get us the goals, because ultimately, and a midfield of Herrera and Mata and Carrick is what I want to see. Rashford in the starting lineup is what I want to see. The only tweaks I'd be making to this team is I'd like to see Mkhitaryan playing on the right, and I'd like to see Anthony Martial involved somewhere. But the thing is, getting Zlatan was a big signing for us, and I just think it wouldn't surprise me, in fact, in the getting hold of Zlatan, is he droppable? Is he droppable? He's quite a big player to be dropped.
I hope it's not like a similar situation to Rooney, where no manager wants to drop him. However, even though he has missed a lot of chances, Ibra can just flick a switch like that and just create a goal from nowhere. Burnley have a chance. Oh, it was a goal kick. Never mind.
Apparently Burnley hitting us on the break there. I mean, that's the problem. It's going to happen. They're going to get a lot of men behind the ball, and then they're going to hit us on the break. And that's why, whether the Zlatan's chance should have been scored or not, I don't know. If it goes in, much the same as Stoke, we are approaching half an hour in now. You score that goal and Burnley's game plan changes. There's no point in them putting 11 men behind the ball because they're 1-0 down. They've got to come up with a plan. That's why it's so important. Like I say, you've got to get that goal. If you get that chance in the first half an hour, 20 minutes, you've got to get the goal, because it makes such a difference to what happens in the rest of the game. What happens now is it's still 0-0, and Burnley is starting to grow confidence. Gets to half time, Jose's thinking, I've got to start making substitutions. You become more, the relaxation approach to the game starts to go, because we're running out of time. We've got to win this game, and I know it's only half an hour in, and I'm blind as to what's going on, and I'm listening to a lot of what you said, but we've got to win. You've got to win this game today. We can't, a draw is like a loss. City are 2-0 apparently now, irrelevant in a way, because we need to win our own games, and we can't think about, if City can go to West Brom and win comfortably, and Arsenal can go to Sunderland and win comfortably, then if we want to progress, and we've got the players and we've got the manager, and I know it's going to take a bit of time, but we've got to win these sort of games, and hopefully we still will do, but
all right, chance for Pogba, but he lost possession at the top of the box. But yeah, I agree. it doesn't matter at this point what other teams are doing. We need to find a team and stick with the team, and hopefully get results out of. Burnley have a chance though. It was cut out by Herrera though.
Just having a little bit of look around on Twitter, see what people are saying. A lot of people giving Zlatan a lot of stick, which unfortunately does tend to be the case at the moment.
Chance for Zlatan. It was more of a half chance that the Burnley keeper got hold of pretty quick. It was a header, really made like 5 yards out. It was a good cross from Mata.
So, I mean, from the sounds of it, I mean, if half an hour in, Kellen, and for everybody who's watching the game, I don't know. It sounds like Mata's having a good game. I've not heard a lot about Herrera, but as a defensive midfielder, that's his position is to shield the back four and feed the players ahead of him. But I'm hearing a lot about Mata. I mean, is he our best player at the moment, or is anybody else catching your eye? Or are you disappointed with any players?
Not disappointed in any way, except for just the Zlatan chance. No, not disappointed in him personally. But Mata is, without a shadow of a doubt, our best player currently. He's just so good and creative. I just admire him as such a player.
I'm disappointed not to be able to watch it, but actually, reading all the comments, listening to Kellen, it is quite. I'm getting quite tense. It's a bit like when I used to have to watch Soccer Saturday, and I'm doing it blind and waiting. So it's a novel thing, having watched every game United have played for about 2 years. It is a bit of a novel thing, and I will be watching it. I'll watch the whole game about later on. But some people are saying that Lingard's not playing that well. Lingard is a bit hit and miss. He is a divider, so I'm not going to throw him under any buses or anything like that. Lee Carmen, I love Mata. Play Rooney, drop Zlatan, says Red Nation. You know what? Part of me is starting to... I've just heard that one of our players had gone down. I don't know who, but...
I'm not sure who as well, but Darmian's getting forward in the midfield. Lingard has it. Lingard just gave it away possession. It was probably one of the worst passes I've ever seen. It was that's the kind of stuff that will cost us 3 points in this game. We're just silly possession giveaways. And Burnley had a chance.
If we give it away on the attack, and Darmian's coming forward on the attack, apparently there was a good block out there by Rojo, because if he'd missed it, it was going to be. And Plattenberg, the referee, booking somebody.
I think it was her. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was either Herrera. It was Herrera for a late tackle on Marnie, the Burnley guy. Which
apparently comes from Lingard's bad pass. So
yes.
I don't know, but I always remember Roy Keane's getting a yellow card in Turin, which put him out of the final, and that was because of a hospital pass by somebody else, and he's trying to win the ball
Frustration.
back. It's a corner for Burnley, apparently. I think.
They headed it across goal. It could have been 1-0 up if somebody got ahead to it. That was dangerous.
Twattenberg says football's best friend. I'd have Young over Lingard on left in this game, Rashford on the right. Yellow for Herrera, which is what Kellen had preferred. I'm just going to stop and start you again, Kellen, because you've disappeared visually. All right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm unfortunate at the moment, though. It is sounding very much like the Stoke game. Liam Hardy asking how I'm watching it. I'm not watching it because the choice today was for me to find a way of watching this and not do a live stream, or to do it this way. And United Stand is always about doing what you want, and I know you enjoy the watch-along stream. So we've got Kellen watching it from America. We've got a few of you on the live comments watching it, and I'm sort of listening to it and picking up what's going on. But apparently a very good chance for Zlatan again, missed. Herrera's been booked because of a misplaced pass by Lingard, who's not had a great game so far. Mata playing quite well. Burnley getting lots of players behind the ball. And unfortunately, as per Stoke, missing the chances in the first few minutes of the game. And now the game is sort of dragging on at 0-0. Burnley growing with confidence, and we're getting a little bit wasteful with that final ball. what I'm also reading is that Burnley are starting to get a bit more confidence in the game.
They are. They're looking dangerous. And they have a chance. Oh, it was a good clearance. Oh, there was a good shot from the top of the box. I'm not sure who it was, though. It was a comfortable save from De Gea. It was right at him.
I mean, that's the worrying thing to hear that United missing chances in the first half an hour, but now Burnley are building on that confidence of keeping a clean sheet and starting to think, let's have a go, because we've got no divine right to beat Burnley at home. We should be beating Burnley at home, but if we're not performing as a team and teams are thinking, you know what, we can actually be a bit more adventurous and go toe to toe with them. I mean, that is a concern. The trouble is, if the likes of Lingard aren't playing that well, or Zlatan, again, I go back to it again. Why have we not got an option of Mkhitaryan on the bench? I just don't get it. A decent player like that could offer us a lot, but he isn't on there. And on the bench, it's there below now, isn't it? Carrick, Fellaini, Rooney, Memphis, Young, Schneiderlin. So in an attacking sense, it's Rooney who's done nothing, and Memphis who's done nothing, and Ashley Young, who to me, I've not really seen him do anything attacking for a long time because he normally plays as a left back. But Mata's apparently playing well, which is encouraging. The thing is, though, if we're going to make a substitution, we'd probably take Mata off, because that's what we always do. Corner for United?
I think so. It was Rojo took a shot from outside the box, and I think it was deflected. Yeah, it was deflected.
Lingard needs to be subbed, says Tommy Herald. Corner, says Martin Olsen.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Lingard is from what I originally said maybe like 10 minutes ago, giving away silly fouls, giving away possession as well. I wish we had the Mourinho. I'm not sure if he's still here because this is his dream job and he wants to make good use of his time while he's here. But I want the Mourinho who will sub a player on, and then if they're playing bad, sub them right back off, or sub a player in the first half.
Yeah, he did used to do that. That's one of the things I said in the summer when we got him. He used to, 20 minutes I've seen him do it, but, I think against Chelsea he should have done that. I'm losing patience with Zlatan, says Ridwan, and then straight after that, Anton Olsen says, Zlatan's been good with me. Good. Don't know what you guys are on about. I don't know. I haven't seen myself yet, but Ibra needs to restore his chances, says Hype. I mean, the thing is, the chances are apparently, I've seen it, and apparently he's had a good chance today. The chances are falling to him. I always give Fellaini a lot of stick. I don't like Fellaini, but I remember last season it got into double figures of sitters that he was missing. Well, Zlatan can't be that far off now. He is missing absolute sitters. Pogba apparently blasts another one over the bar.
Yes, again, what I said earlier is wasting possession. It's ridiculous. Herrera, though, he's being an anchor in midfield for us, which I really like, making some good tackles, winning possession back for us. One of my favorite players on our team.
Sorry, what was that? I was just typing.
Herrera is one of my favorite players on the team. He's been an anchor in midfield for us so far, making some good tackles and winning possession back for us.
Lingard's a funny one. I mean, he's a United youth product. I get frustrated when people say, oh, he's a young lad, he's got to learn. He's not young, he's nearly 24. And I just think, Mkhitaryan was started in the Manchester derby, took off at half-time. But people forget, Lingard was taken off in that game at half-time for being equally as bad. So I don't get it. I don't get how Lingard gets so many second chances. 89 million, the biggest steal in football history. Wasting possession, says Adi. Lingard runs around, that's why Jose makes him play. Zlatan has been better than Pogba, says A. Rahman. We need to get to the left wing more of the ball. Rashford and Mata have been cutting them up, says Ryan Home. Well, if Lingard's not playing very well, then I would agree with that. I think we do need to use the left.
Ball over the top for Ibra right now. He has it at the left corner flag. But he gave it. It was a good tackle from the Burnley defender.
Okay, and Lingard's playing silly, says Serkan. What are we at? We're nearly 40 minutes. I mean, the thing this has got a horrible feeling of the Stoke game for me, where if the team's set up in the midfield as I would like, I like Herrera, Pogba, and Mata. But if we don't score the chances, then we don't win the game. and he'll start making changes. And he loves to sub Mata for Rooney, and it doesn't sound to me that's the substitution that needs to be made. He doesn't like to take Zlatan off. I think from what I'm hearing, if he's going to sub anybody, it's got to be Rooney for Mata. Rooney for Zlatan.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to get a goal. You need to score in these games.
It is frustrating though.
It's frustrating the hell out of me not being able to see it, to be honest, because it's just tense. These sort of games, you want an early goal. We've got to win. We've got to win this game. I don't care what anybody says. It's just no good. At lunchtime I was tweeting out, I'd love to win 5-0, scintillating football, but actually, I don't care if it goes in off Rooney's bottom as long as we win the game. We've got to get 3 points because the good play will come. But sometimes you just got to win a game. And I'd love to win 4 or 5-0, but we've got to win today. That's the most important thing.
Chance for Pogba. Oh, it was good. It was good. Link-up play between Pogba and Zlatan.
Zlatan missing again?
Yeah. No, I think it was deflected. So, but it looked like it was going in if it wasn't deflected. Let me see. It was deflected off of a Burnley defender's head. That could have went in.
What a save, says Muggy. Tommy Herald as well. Zlatan is so bad.
He's looking good though. He's just not finishing. Like he looks like a very prominent. Oh, Lingard just had a header. It was a good save from the keeper. Oh man, this game's intense, Mark.
What a save! Apparently, I wish I was watching this. What a save! Apparently, it was a fantastic save. Lingard header. I'd like to see that. Herrera cross and Lingard header. Could he have done any much better than that? Apparently,
he could have.
It wasn't going in anyway. Somebody just said there. Wow.
I thought it was. Looked like it, but he could have pinned it. He could have put it more in the top corner.
Yeah, well, to be fair, heading's not really his forte, is it? But if we could just get a goal before half time, it will make a hell of a lot of difference. Obviously, what a save, says Mo. Lingard nearly second, a fantastic header. So, I mean, again, it's sounding reminiscent of Stoke, isn't it? Where we've got all these chances again, but it's 0-0. I'm not seeing them, but I'm counting them up, and I think we've had at least 4 half decent, some better than 4. I mean, I'm thinking the Mata one, the Lingard one, and 2 Zlatan ones. You've got to put one away. You've got to put one away. Still a half of football left, but what worries me about United is that when we make substitutions, it tends to destroy the flow of the game. I remember we did it against Watford, and we ended up losing that. Against Stoke, we had to do it, but we ended up letting them back into the game. You just want your first team that's selected to win the game for you, and it's just not happening at the moment. And apparently Lingard's header was going in, and it's a good save. But fantastic cross from Herrera, which is what he can give you from the right. Andy Armando saying free Phil Jones. I don't think there's any issue with our defence at the moment. I think it's more that we're not scoring goals, and we need to score goals. We're not scoring many goals at the moment, actually, when you think about it. None in our last 4 league games. That's true, isn't it? Stoke, Liverpool, Chelsea, today. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I'm going to tweet that actually because it's a good stat and it's mine.
Burnley made a substitution. I don't know the players though. I think so. I think one of the guys is injured, I guess. You would think he could have rid it out till half time though.
They're a bit under the cosh at the moment, but it looks like it's going to be 0-0 at half time. What I'll probably do at half time, Kellen, is knock you off for a minute, just to give you sort of a little bit of a timeout, because I know what it's like, and I'm going to get Ross on to give his thoughts at half time, and then we'll get you back on for the second half if you're okay with that. I was meant to mention it before I got you on, but just to give you a little bit of a rest, a break.
Absolutely. Mark, would you take Lukaku in our team as a striker?
Difficult. I've sort of been yes and no with him. I think not this summer. The summer before I was yes. Last season I saw him play against us, wasn't impressed. And then again this season he's back in form. He's Premier League proven. He's scoring a lot of goals. And the thing about Lukaku is he gives you everything Zlatan gives in relation to power and height, but he is quick. And I think we do lack that. We lack pace in the final third. I think we're very easy to sit back against. And but having said that, I mean, I've just said there, we haven't scored in our last 4 league games. Well, you can't win games if you don't score goals. But we are getting the chances. We are getting chances.
Oh! Pogba hit a long shot, and it was I believe it was on target, or it was right over the bar. I'm not sure. It was either a really good save or just over the bar. But yeah, I do agree. I do agree with what you're saying. It was a good save. I would take Griezmann initially, but if that deal somehow doesn't go through, I would take Lukaku. I feel like.
I just wonder about Griezmann. He's a very good player, but is he too lightweight for the Premier League? I don't know. He's a very, very good player, though. Well, 45-12. So I don't know how many minutes they're going to play, but it's looking like it's going to be Spurs winning 1-0 as well against Leicester. So their poor run away from home continues. But again, Arsenal won. City looking like they're going to win. Spurs 1-0 up. I think Liverpool will win at Palace. So, you know, whether we're going for top 4, which I think has to be our aim at the moment. I don't think the title is realistic at the moment, and I don't think we should be talking about that until at least a few games.
Oh, I feel like we should have just had a penalty.
I just saw that. Yeah. So apparently Mourinho's not very happy. A lot of people saying it was a penalty.
It looked like it.
Have you seen? Has there been a replay yet?
Not yet. No. It looked like a. Oh, let me see. Here's the replay. I'm not sure there's much in that, to be honest. Darmian looked like. Oh, maybe. Darmian was nearly through, and the Burnley defender stuck out his leg and tripped him up. He did look like he made the most of it, though, so I'm not sure.
Well, it's Mark Clattenburg as the ref, and I've been consistent over 2 years. He's an awful referee, and we don't get penalties.
Fenerbahce last week was the first time we've had a penalty in a very long time. I believe since the Southampton game.
We don't get many penalties at all, do we? We really don't. I mean, this is going to be 0-0 at half time. A penalty is exactly the sort of thing you need in this sort of game. And we've had chances. We probably should have scored them by the sounds of it. But if it's a penalty, it's a penalty. And at home, you know what? You should be getting the benefit of the doubt at home. That's football. And it just seems to be this attitude of not wanting to give United penalties.
And Liverpool and Liverpool and City get penalties like every other game, and it's just unlucky, I guess.
When it becomes a common theme for some clubs to get penalties and us for not, I think it's more than luck. But we need that bit of luck at the moment. Great. Like I said, it'd be great to bombard teams and score lots of goals, but just a little bit of luck to put the ball in the back of the net. It's 4 games, like I said. And is it half time yet, Ross? Kellen?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll contact you back as soon as the game kicks off.
All right.
And I'll speak to you soon. Cheers for that first half from Kellen there. And hopefully we'll get Ross on. Ross, can you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, very good, very good.
Thoughts on the game so far? I mean, like I say, I'm not actually watching it because of these ridiculous rules in the UK, but lots of chances for Manchester United. And I did tweet it out about 10 minutes before the end of the first half that unfortunately it's starting to look a lot like Stoke, where we are not taking our chances and then the pressure starts to build. In fact, I would say this, what concerns me about this is obviously that we might not get the 3 points, which we desperately need. But if he looks to make changes again, it's likely going to be he'll take Mata or Herrera off to bring Rooney on, and they're actually sounding like they're not. It's not their fault. We're not winning. It's others missing the chances.
No. Do you know what? I don't want to talk about it too much, but I didn't watch any of your build-up to the game because I was out, but it's just a game that looks like it's built for Mkhitaryan. We've got so much space and room on the break when they go forward and we get the ball back, and there's just no. I mean, Matt is trying his hardest. Lingard's been pretty useless, to be honest. But Mkhitaryan's pace in this game, with the amount of space that's available, would have been the absolute perfect game to bring him in. You know, I think the Man City game was not the right game for him to start, and this is perfect for him. But not picking him, you know, I was happy with the team, and I think the team's played well. And like you say, I hope it's not like Stoke, and we're just going to sit here talking about an Ibrahimovic missed chance again, because he should have done better with the chance he had. You know, he had about 4 options, and just shooting straight at the keeper wasn't one of them. And you know, I don't want to sound like we're being too overly critical of Ibrahimovic, but you know, he's world class. And if that was Aguero, if that was Messi, if that was, you know, any striker, Suarez, that would have been in the back of the net 100%. So you'd expect it from Ibrahimovic as well, and it didn't happen, which was slightly frustrating. But you know, hopefully we can push on in the second half. I don't think this is a game for a substitute. I don't think subs are going to make a huge amount of difference, because the team out there is doing well. The play's quite slow, and they just need to speed up what they're doing. And yeah, I feel like we can push on. I think this is definitely our game to win. They've shown no threat going forward, so I think we'll push on in the second half and hopefully get a goal early in the second half, which is what we're all hoping for.
Yeah, we just need to score goals. You need to score goals in these sort of games, and at half time to be 0-0. My concern with United always is the bench. I do get concerned with the bench, and you know, for whatever reason, Mkhitaryan is not involved, Martial's not involved. They're the sort of players I'd like to see on the bench, because it would be like I'd have confidence that if we needed to get a goal, then they're going to make a difference. I look at our bench, and I'm not saying that Rooney or Memphis, they're the two really. I don't have any. You know, Ashley Young, as much as he's been a decent-ish player for United, he's been playing at fullback for the last 2 years, so he's not really somebody I think is going to come on and create anything. I'd love him to prove me wrong, but I don't have any confidence in Memphis or Rooney to come on, because they've been poor for 2 years at United. So you want this team to do well. I think it smacks of desperation if we have to make those sort of changes anyway. And also, I think my biggest concern is if you were going to bring Rooney on, you bring Rooney on for Zlatan. You bring Rooney on for Lingard. They're the players who aren't performing. But we know it will be Mata. And from the sounds of it, Mata's actually played really well.
Yeah, totally agree. Mata's been our best performer. And Mata's actually, he's today number 10, giving him the captain's armband. He's fully developed into that role. And yeah, he's having an absolutely fantastic game. It's slightly disappointing to see Pogba's basically playing the Carrick role today, which is disappointing for me. I'd rather see him further forward, which, you know, begs the question, if Mata's playing like he is today, and, you know, I'd like to see Carrick in the team still, because I think he's a lot to offer. It's who do you drop, Herrera or Pogba, which is, you know, it's a tough one. But yeah, I'd like you just said, if it was me and I was manager, I'd leave it after 60 minutes and I'd bring Rooney on for Ibrahimovic. I think, you know, why not? Rooney, yeah, he hasn't done well in the last 2 years, but he did play okay against Fenerbahce, and at the minute it can't get, I don't want to say much worse than Ibrahimovic, because it's not like that, but he's low on confidence, and I can't see him producing a moment of magic when he's that low on confidence, because that chance he had was a typical low on confidence striker that just wanted to hit the target, just wanted to get a shot away, where if you had the confidence, your mind would be thinking, let's take it around him, let's chip it over him. But he hasn't got that confidence in him, so yeah, I would. You can't take Mata off in this game, absolutely not. He's literally pulling the strings. You know, the one thing you could say as well is maybe Memphis for Lingard, because at the minute Memphis can't offer any less than what Lingard's offering. His passing's astray, he's not really challenging, so they're the two changes that I'd probably make. But, you know, I'd leave it as it is for 60 to 70 minutes, because the team is playing well. It's just, like you say, chances and finishing chances.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that this team that he's got out there can do it, because I'd just be concerned about substitutions might ruin the flow of the team, because we've seen that happen before. Kato Ellis makes a good point. If we lose, we will be a laughing stock. Arsenal have won, City are going to win, Spurs probably going to win. I think Liverpool will win, unfortunately, so we'd lose even more points. I said it this morning, we cannot come out of this game, Ross, I've done it again. We cannot come out of this game without 3 points today. I don't care how we get them, but we can't come out of this game without 3 points, because it's just, for this international break where we've got 4 games with Swansea next week, that would be from our last 3 games, 2 points. It's pitiful. And we've not scored in our last 3.5 league games as well, which is, again, it sort of goes back to Zlatan, doesn't it? We are creating good chances, we're not scoring, and as somebody who's played football, as I'm sure you are, it is not rocket science. If you are a free scoring striker, you'll hit it from 30 yards, it will go in the top corner. If you are performing badly, as I did in that 5-a-side, and you overthink it, you'll do everything right apart from put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, and another interesting one as well. I think the commentator that I was listening to mentioned it as well, that Rashford's not played well for quite a while on the left-hand side, because I think we all know he's not a left winger. So maybe try him down the centre, maybe not bring Rooney on, maybe take Ibrahimovic off, bring on another winger like Memphis, and put Rashford down the middle, because he played his best football for United last year under Van Gaal, going down the middle, the goal against Man City for one. So it'd be interesting to see that, because I don't know what it is with Rashford, but he's running at left backs and right backs and beating them has stopped. I don't know if it's because he's tried it a few times and it hasn't come off, but he's got into that Louis van Gaal mentality where on the wing he'll just pass it back to Luke Shaw. And what's the point in having Rashford out in the left wing when he's just passing it back to the left back all the time? Just put him down the middle. He's got a great head. He's good in the air. So yeah, I don't want to be too critical of Ibra, because he is world class and he will bounce back from this. But if it isn't working for the next sort of 10-15 minutes, I think take him off just to prove that he's not indestructible. He can be dropped, because otherwise it will start the press will start to get on that with Mourinho, that why isn't he dropping Zlatan, and you're not the press. They will not the press alike. They'll make a huge deal out of it, regardless of how we're playing. So I think that he should look to do that.
Yeah, I'd agree. They will do, because he's not British either. So if he's the person who's who's taking King Rooney's place, the press will start to get on that. I can see why Jose wants to not drop him, because he's a new signing and he's one of the best players in the world, or has been. Has been might be a word that some would use. I wouldn't, but. We will be live straight after this game on a different stream for Skype Goldbridge. So if you are watching the game and you've got things to say afterwards, do get Skyping in and give us your thoughts. I'm hoping we're going to be celebrating 3 points, because I don't want to be doing a call in about us losing. I know we'll get a lot of people calling in and watching, but or dropping. And I do consider a draw to be losing. To be honest, we can't draw this game. Mkhitaryan should play, says Ryan. We need wingers, says William Olsen. And Dirty Wazoo. How many chances does Zlatan have to miss to get dropped? But Prismic, I'm just going to pop for a quick refreshment break, Ross. But he says, Luke stuck in the mud, sure, just nothing from our left back. For me, the defence is almost beyond criticism today, because it's got so many people out. There's nobody else who can play, really. The midfield, I think, sounds like it's doing well. And again, the final 3, whether it's Lingard not playing well, Zlatan misses chances, Rashford not getting enough of the ball, that's where the game's going wrong. You've got to score the goals, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. And Luke Shaw he's been on quite a long injury, and he's come back and he got injured again and he was dropped. And I think when you start and you've gone through that rough period of football, you need to just start doing the basics right, which I think Luke Shaw's doing. I think he's very wary of going forward too much or bombing forward and getting caught out again, because it'll almost be curtains for him with Mourinho. So I think he's just concentrating on the fundamentals of what he's supposed to do, which is defend, which is what we want our left back to primarily do, is defend. So I think he's just gonna for the next sort of few weeks, just make sure that he's doing the defensive things right. And once Mourinho's got that confidence in him to be able to defend well, he'll have more of a freedom to bomb forward. He's just not taking the risks that maybe he should take or he would take. But I do agree, he's not the Luke Shaw that we signed, definitely. But I'd rather see him just nail down that defensive role. And it's interesting with Darmian as well today, because I think Darmian has had a great game at right back, and but Valencia's been playing really well at right back, and Darmian doesn't offer the same creativity going forward. But it is nice having a right back on that pitch that he's got a great defender. You know he's not going to get skinned. You know he's not going to mess up when he plays the offside rule. So it's confidence, and I think Luke Shaw's doing the same thing, just making sure he nails down his defensive role.
Yeah, great. Sankat Evil's just been on and on saying, please speak my name, the United stand. We've just done that. I have stopped the timer. That's probably a late comment, to be fair. But I think the thing is, like I said, I'll be putting out the link for the after-match Skype into the United stand to give us your thoughts on the game. But I do think, Ross, one thing that we might get is the United fans they're not Neanderthals. Whether we win this game by scraping it or not, I do think there will be some United fans coming on not happy with what's going on, even if we do scrape it 1-0. I mean, hopefully we'll go and score 3 or 4, but they're not going to be mugged off, are they? And I think there are issues with this team, and it's massively missing something. I mean, the obvious thing it's missing for me is a sort of Mkhitaryan on the right and a Martial on the left, glaringly, obviously. But it's mad, isn't it? Just we're so far from being that complete unit.
We are. We are. Like you say, we're so far from it. But yet, you look at the team and you feel like all the parts and the cogs are there. It doesn't need much tweaking. And I think Mourinho, with all our support, he will get it right. And I totally forgot about Martial, to be honest. And this is Martial's game. If we had him on the pitch, if we had him on the left instead of Rashford, if we had Martial on the left, Rashford up front and Mkhitaryan on the right, we'd have been about 2-3-0 up right now, because they can't handle that pace. It's just a slow play, and I think it's so fresh from Mourinho, and he's giving everyone a try. And we might scrape through this game, and we might draw it, which would be devastating. But if we get a win, regardless, I'll be happy with the 3 points, because 3 points is 3 points. I've watched Ferguson for years play terrible and scrape 3 points, and we'd all give him a huge round of applause for it. So 3 points is 3 points, but we just need to get them.
Yeah, I agree with that. Thanks for coming on, Ross, again.
Cheers, man.
And no doubt we'll get you on very soon again. But thanks for that. Go and enjoy the rest of the game, and hopefully it's going to be a win.
Yeah, me too. See you later.
Cheers, Ross. Sankat Evil, he says, please, my sister will listen. I've already said your name once. I've said it twice now, so you need to listen, pal. When most of our players look rubbish, it's the manager, not the players, says John Solaris. There's no cutting edge, says Red Prepper. I think that comment from Ross was spot on, though. It is, if you had Mkhitaryan on the right, you had Rashford on the left, and you had, Rashford up front, and you had Martial up front, added into a midfield that actually isn't doing anything particularly wrong.
Yeah, see you later.
Cheers, Ross. I think that would be good. He says, please, my sister will listen. I've already said. Oh, Skype stopped working. I will get him back on. Don't worry. I think that would be what we want. So there is always going to be some responsibility of the manager. I don't know what's happening with Martial. I wish I did. I don't know whether it's because he's injured or he's just another player, mystery player that's not being involved. There has been rumour that he's not happy with him. So I don't know. It's I'll leave it open to what everybody else thinks. But sorry, Kellen, it did just drop out. You're back now.
All right, good. Do you want the timer?
Has it started yet?
Yeah, it's 17 seconds in.
Okay, no worries. I'll sort all that out. Take it there's no changes?
No changes.
Okay.
I wouldn't have made any changes though. I thought we were doing okay. The only person I would have subbed would have been Lingard, but I really just don't know who to put on instead.
Okay. Just sorting out your screen so you're on there. Okay. So we're on to the second half. I'll sort the timer out. I just hope we win this, because I'll feel very responsible having not watched it. But how long are we in? Are we a minute in yet?
I'll tell you when it's a minute.
Okay, and I'll hit the timer from there.
All right now.
Okay, so we're a minute in. Let me just start it up as well. Where has it gone? So much to sort out. For those who've got things to say, Skype Goldbridge straight after the game. I'll get that stream set up for you as the half develops. William Olsen's watching City now. I take it they are 2-0 up. And imagine what the score would be if we were playing Martial and Mickey. I don't know. I don't know what the score would be, because we're playing fancy football, aren't we, in doing that? But I don't know. The scary thing is Fellaini's on the bench, everybody. maybe he'll be the option. Although I can't see why. We just need to get a goal. But Alex, who was on in the first hour of the game, he's obviously watching it somehow, and he was saying it reminds him of Stoke. I've not seen it yet. I'm only getting what you're lot are telling me. Interestingly, I'll ask Helen there because I haven't seen it. Penalty? Do you think it was a penalty on Darmian?
I think if it was not Manchester United, it would have been a penalty.
And that's the problem, isn't it? Very, very well articulated. We just don't seem to get many penalties. Clattenburg's an awful referee anyway, but I just think this team is... What are we relying on, really? I think we've got a good midfield. It's a weak back four because of injuries. We can't complain about that. But we've got a decent midfield, but then you've got Lingard, who's so 50-50. He either plays decent or rubbish. In fact, probably 60% of the time he's rubbish. I don't know. Apparently Jose Mourinho's in the stands.
I did not see that. Maybe. We have a chance. Rashford has it just inside the box. It was given away.
Sent to the stands by the referee. Just seen that in the live comments.
Huh. Must have then.
I'm just going off what the comments say. I thought it sounded a bit odd until you confirm it. But Mourinho sent to the stands by the referee.
Darmian has the ball on the right in attacking position. Laid it off to Rashford, sent a cross in. It wasn't a horrible cross, but it could have been better. Rashford's not really a crosser, though, in my opinion. Oh, Mourinho is in the stands.
That just makes me sick. I'll have a little bit of a moan about this, but it just makes me sick. The bully boy tactics the FA are trying to inflict on Manchester United at the moment. I know it's not going well for us on the pitch, but the bully boy tactics of the press and the FA against our manager, it makes me sick. I know we're not doing great on the pitch at the moment, but I just really hope we can start winning and get this siege mentality going, because I think the charge against him was an absolute disgrace. He was only picking up on what Liverpool fans had been talking about all week about that referee, saying, he's from Manchester, he's going to be biased. That game was not... it was a 50-50 game, yet no Liverpool player got a yellow card, but 5 of ours did.
They're on the break. They're on the break. Burnley are on the break. One-on-one with Luke Shaw, who made a good tackle. However, they still have possession. So, sorry to cut you off.
No. Do cut me off because I can't see what's happening. But yeah, and then you've got Clattenburg, a penalty not given by another bad refereeing decision. And he's an FA whore because he knows that the FA hate Jose, and by sending him to the stadiums, he's just going to get totally backed up. In fact, he'll probably end up getting some sort of touchline ban now because the FA have just got it totally and utterly in for him. But another foul apparently, and he's played it on.
Yeah, it looked like a foul on Ibrahimovic right outside of the box, but he waved it on. And this is frustrating, man. And Mark, if Mourinho was winless in 6 games, like Guardiola is, the press would not leave him alone. Oh, I think it was a good tackle from Ibrahimovic, or on Ibrahimovic, but it's just not fair how much stick Mourinho gets.
To be honest, any referee knows that they can do whatever they like to Mourinho, and they're going to get backed by the Premier League and the FA and everybody else because they can't stand him. Another score update coming in. Leicester have equalised at Spurs, which actually I'm not overly happy about because I don't think we're going to challenge for the title. I think Liverpool are, and I want somebody to obviously stop them winning it because I don't think we will at the moment. And I don't like Chelsea, I don't like Arsenal, I don't like City, so out of all those choices, Spurs would be the one. But typically Spurs are bottlers, so but the way we're going at the moment, we're not going to be the team that causes them any problems, unfortunately.
Yeah, my brother's a Spurs fan, so obviously I would like to see him happy. So if Spurs won the league, he would go crazy.
Apparently that Luke Shaw tackle was absolutely world class because if he doesn't make it, there's a pass that he's trying to make to somebody and they would have been in to score. So fair play.
It was really good, yes. They have the ball on the right side now. Lingard is the one covering him. It's cleared by Herrera, though.
I've lost you again, Kellen, so I'm just going to come in and out very quickly.
All right.
You're back again now, thanks.
All right, yep.
52 minutes. He will start to think about substitutions in a moment. 100%. I mean, what's your thoughts on Pogba so far, Kellen? Is he doing okay or?
I think he's been rather quiet. Besides his just his long shots, like maybe. I think he's not playing horribly, but he's not playing how I would see him. Transfer Ibrahimovic he chest trapped it and tried to hit it on the volley, but I think he hit one of the Burnley players with his leg on accident. Let me see.
Somebody just asking what the score is. It's right below me. It's 0-0, unfortunately. This game needs Rooney, says Ramel King. Is it that bad, Kellen?
I don't think it's that bad to bring Rooney on. I think this team will come good. It's got to give him a little bit of time. But maybe like 65, 68 minutes in, I would make a change. And it would probably be for Lingard, but I'm not Lingard from Memphis, I guess. Or, now that I think about it, maybe Memphis for Ibra and put Rashford down the middle.
Mourinho in the stands is not right and it's not good. It really does causes a lot of issues. And again, it's just the world is against us at the moment. Really is. Apparently Burnley just had a good chance, very good chance.
They did. It was a free kick that came into the box that was headed back across goal. However, the Burnley player was by himself in between the 18-yard and the penalty spot, but he skied it. So if he would have struck it well, we could have been 1-0 down. All right, we're on the counterattack. Lingard. Oh, it was almost a good pass to Rashford, but he should have played Mata the other way. Mark, I don't understand why Lingard is getting so many chances and Mkhitaryan has played 45 minutes. It's just, I don't know what happened. Mkhitaryan was one of my favorite players as well. It's just so frustrating.
No, I agree with you. We were talking about it at half time. I don't know. I don't know. It's baffling, absolutely baffling. But I just think, I don't know. United just seem to lurch from one bad thing to another, and it's just difficult to support us at the moment. Not in the sense that obviously I do support us. I want us to do well, but everything just seems to go against us. We're not getting any luck. We're getting a lot of chances, but we're approaching 4 games without a goal in the Premier League, which is just disgraceful. The players have got to look at themselves. I said this last week, and
oh my gosh, it was nearly a goal by Mata. It was, oh my gosh, it was played through Ibra on the left-hand side of the box, and he ran down to the goal line and crossed it back in for Mata. And I'm not sure what happened from there. So, it was a good save from the keeper. Man.
I mean, Stephen Hatton.
He should have played it more.
Yeah, again, another chance, isn't it? Stephen Hatton's saying that this team is better than Van Gaal's. We're at least 10% better. It's just not getting the goals. It reminds me of when I'm doing my FIFA 17 stream. The goalie seems to be playing. It's scripted that we won't score today because the goalkeeper's pulling out all sorts of saves. But there's still 35 minutes left in this game, and as Rooney warming up for me is not what it's all about. They've got to stick with this team. It's doing well. We're creating the chances. We'll take 1-0. The concern, and Red Prepper says there, we'll take 1-0. The concern is with 1-0 is that Burnley will get a chance, like Stoke got a chance. And 1-0 might not be enough. 1-0's never enough, is it? We've got to get that one, but you've got to be winning games more than 1-0. City are 2-0 up, aren't they, against West Brom? So they've got that cushion.
I think we're pleading for handballs right now. I'm not sure though. But Mark, on that one attack with Rashford, just a couple of minutes ago, there was 8 Burnley players in the box, and Rashford on the left, and I think it was Lingard on the right. It was Lingard or Mata, and no, it was not Lingard because Lingard was back. Ibra and Lingard were just. They weren't even in the box. They didn't look like they wanted to score for us. And it's just that's like a discipline thing. I mean, you should try to score for your team, obviously, but especially when they're nearly through on goal.
Light Yagami says it was an open goal for Mata, and he hits it at the keeper. He should have scored. And apparently, we should have had another penalty. It's a clear handball, says Manchester United fans. If that's the case, then this referee needs. It's conspiracy time, isn't it? It's almost sabotage. It is, isn't it? I mean, I don't know whether you've seen a replay back of that, but apparently it was a red card. Not a red card. It was a penalty.
I haven't seen a replay, but it just goes to show again that we're unlucky when it comes to the FA and the referees. Pogba's getting more involved though, which I'm happy about. But Mourinho would be silly to bring Mata off, I feel like. Chance for Ibra. Oh, it was deflected.
Is it a corner?
I think so. Hope so.
Not that corners are any use to us because we never score from corners, but
that Leicester game was very surprising when we scored all those goals off set pieces.
Andrew Thompson says we're playing really well. I mean, it sounds like we're playing well, to be fair. I think Burnley are just he's given a goal kick there when it should have been a corner.
Let me see. It was good by a. Oh, that should have been a goal, or it should have been a corner.
Apparently, Clattenburg's down doing some stance pointing at the goal kick when it clearly was blatantly a player for Burnley.
Burnley
is holding the midfield together.
Burnley are making their second substitution. Andre Gray's coming off, and I'm not sure who's coming on.
SFA 2008 says it wasn't a penalty. The worry is when we make a substitution. My issue with us making a substitution is that, you know, Rooney comes on, he scores a goal, the press are like, let's play Rooney, or Fellaini comes on and scores a goal. But it sounds to me, Kellen, like this team actually hasn't done anything wrong. Defensively, it's done nothing wrong. The midfield has been really good, but yet again, through bad refereeing, because it sounds like we should have had at least one penalty, but more importantly, bad finishing. If we finish these chances like we did, like the game against Stoke, the team performance, there's nothing wrong with what the midfield or the defence have done. They're just, the performance is being diminished by bad finishing. And then, you know, we bring these subs on, it's like, oh, they've got to play next week. But actually, there's nothing wrong with Mata's performance or Herrera or Pogba. It's just that the players ahead of them are not scoring the goals, and then we're having to make changes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The back four is playing very well. I mean, given they really haven't had much to deal with in terms of just balls over the top. But I wouldn't make any substitutions currently. Not yet. Pogba's getting more involved as well, so I'm happy about that. He's getting further forward. Good
to hear. I mean, I've been quite consistent about this. I won't turn against the manager. I feel very sorry for him, and it just, you know, seeing him in the stands, if that is, well, we know it's the case, he's in the stands, or it just makes me feel sick because there is a conspiracy against him. But the book stops with the players, and all I can say is it sounds like we've missed a lot of chances again today. I certainly saw us miss a lot of chances against Stoke, and you've got to score them chances.
Oh my gosh, Mark, Ibra just tried I was not an overhead kick entirely, but he tried to hit a volley from across from Herrera. He was all by himself, and oh my gosh, it was unlucky. I'm not sure if it hit the goalkeeper or hit one of the defenders on the line, but oh my, this is just so frustrating. We should be like 1-0 up, probably 2 or 3.
It sounds like in the second half we're actually more playing better and we're more all over them than we were in the first. But I mean, somebody just said there, Zlatan would have needed to be a magician to score that chance because there's literally a goalkeeper and about 6 Burnley players in the goal. So you can't. Yeah. It's not. If that's the circumstances, it can't be a sitter.
It was a beautiful shot though. It was very well struck, but yeah, if that would have went in, I mean, it would have had to go through a player.
Well, the keeper's ex-United, isn't he? and he's keeper is having an absolute worldie.
He's probably been their best player on the pitch.
It sounds like we're playing absolutely brilliant this half, creating lots of chances. I mean, I don't want us to make any substitutions because that might ruin the flow. Would you be making a sub?
Not at all.
Apparently, Zlatan's injured the keeper.
Not finished.
Oh no.
Yeah, he has. But he's okay.
I mean, somebody's saying there, some of the movements of our ball has been fantastic this half, and just can't get that goal, can't get the goal.
Yeah, we're definitely controlling the game way better than we did in the first half. Midfield is playing exceptionally well.
Yeah, they literally had 5 players on the line. Yeah. I mean, Burnley are just gonna, he's got 62 minutes. He's going to be making a substitution soon, though. I don't know. He might think, shall I throw Fellaini on and go long ball? But seems a bit of a silly thing to do when the team's playing so well. And if we are playing well with intricate little 5-yard passes, then Rooney's not your man because he's not one of that sort of player. Fellaini's not your man. Memphis, again, he holds onto the ball too much. I would resist making a substitution, unfortunately, because I just don't think we've got the players to do it.
We're playing very well. We're creating a lot of chances. It's just Burnley are playing so far back. It reminds me of the Hull game. They're playing 10 defenders and a goalkeeper. Yeah,
Nazar Moore says, Burnley are playing, it's 11 men behind the ball. We've got 1,000% possession, says somebody else. They're parking the train, not the bus, says Nazar. Lingard's
26 shots.
26 shots.
And then it was 16 going into halftime. So we've had 10 shots in 20 minutes, which is, we're creating a lot of chances.
Somebody said there, though, every time we're on the attack, Burnley have literally got 8 players in the box, which is, it's difficult, but maybe have a few shots from distance. That's what Pogba's good at. Zlatan's good from it. Try and get a few shots on difference. So, if the goalie's got a bit of an injury, somebody following in, we've got to win this game. I'm bloody hating not being able to see what's going on. 11 shots on target, no goal, says Anthony. There's a good wall. Let Burnley attack, says Salim Hussein. I think there might be a substitution. We're getting little notes apparently being passed down from Jose, who's up in the director's box because Twattenberg has put him up there. I would presume that was probably something said at half time, and it was probably something to do with, you know what, he's the manager of our club and I want him to be passionate. And if he went up to Clattenburg at half time and said something along the lines of, I bet you'd have given that penalty to City, and he sent him to the ground, to the stand for that, then I don't really give a damn. It sounded like it was a penalty every day of the week, and it would have been given to City. Lingard playing better this half.
He hasn't given the ball away nearly as much. But just his final ball is for the shot is below par.
It sounds to me like we just need to shoot a little bit more because there's a lot of intricate passing, and you're going to find it hard to pass your way through 8 defenders. And sometimes a shot might, we're looking for a look, aren't we? A little deflection, some bounce. Yeah. A lot of corners.
Had 16 corners.
15.
16.
We're terrible at corners, and we have been for a long time.
Post. Hit the post. Oh my gosh.
Put the ball in the net, somebody. I thought we'd scored then by the sounds of it, but no. Get Carrick on, says Kyle Beats. Well, I don't know whether it's the right sort of game for Carrick, but
if we put Carrick on, who would we take off? I wouldn't take anybody off right now.
Mata off the post, says Tommy Herald. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Mata, Pogba and Herrera have been really good, so why would you make that? The trouble is, and I guarantee this, he will bring, if he's going to bring Rooney on, he's going to take one of Mata or Herrera off, which sounds to me like, as per usual, it's always the wrong decision.
Eber's had a header cleared off the line. It wasn't a very good struck header. It had a lot of hang time, and it would have barely snuck underneath the post, but it was cleared off the line.
I mean, time's not our friend at the moment. It sounds like we're absolutely dominating them, but time will run out. And it's I've seen this happen many a time with United at Old Trafford over the years. I remember quite recently in Newcastle at the start of the season, definitely in the last sort of 5 years, same sort of thing. I think Van Gaal was in charge, absolutely dominated them. And you feel like you've lost, because you have lost in a way, because this any day of the week. But this is like Stoke, and if we don't get the points, that'll be 4 points from our last 2 home games. Winnable, dropped. You can't drop these points. We've got to win this game. We've got to win it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think the Ibra header hit the post instead of it cleared off the line. But yeah, I do agree with what you're saying. The team just looks like they had a spark lit into them at halftime, and I wouldn't make any changes right currently. But 2 players on the ground right now. I think one of them is Darmy, and the other one is the Burnley guy. Oh, it's Herrera. Never mind.
Well, that's the last thing we need.
I think he might have been booked. I'm not sure though. What's going on? I'm not sure.
Well, at least it'll give him an opportunity to get Rooney on if he wants to. Sent off. Ander Herrera's been sent off.
Oh my gosh! No, I thought I heard it was yellow card.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's only that's in the comments, but do we know why?
Oh my, Mark, we just lost 3 points. I feel like. Yeah, he was sent off.
Apparently, it's Banker Red deserved. What a joke, Patrick Boyle. Somebody else just said that it was that's the game.
I agree.
It's he slipped. 10 men, United. Wow.
Burnley.
It just it's absolutely typical, isn't it? We'll probably lose. It doesn't. It never rain. It never rains. It pours, doesn't it? I mean, it's Clattenburg really. Sends Herrera off for a slip.
Mark, I wouldn't be happy with a point in this game, but given the circumstances, I feel like we'd be lucky to get a point. Just because I feel like this is gonna spark Burnley to something, and I feel like we just killed our momentum for the game. And then now he can't play next week against Swansea either.
No. Well, he's going to have to play Carrick. He's going to have to play Carrick. It just sounds to me, and to be honest, it is horrific watching the game, and you get bits and bobs, but it just sounds to me, and I don't know for those lot who are watching it, Rooney's coming on, which is fantastic. Of course, it'll be Mata who comes off, because that's always the dickhead substitution that he makes. That it just sounds to me like sabotage. It just, your manager it was a penalty in the first half. If from what everybody's saying, and then Herrera's sent off for a slip. He didn't need to send him off, apparently. I mean, by the letter of the law, he's got more than enough scope for the FA to back him. But a lot of people are saying that, actually, if he wasn't clearly so against United, he probably wouldn't have sent him off, because it's a slip. It's not intentional. I don't know. We won't be. I mean, we're not going to win this game now. You can't 10 men when we've been attacking as much as we have.
Oh my God, he just got destroyed in the box. No penalty given.
It's making me feel sick. I mean, if that's another penalty not given, it's disgusting.
It looked like it should have been a penalty from where I'm sitting, and what the camera angle is. But man, this is just such a frustrating game. We're still playing on the front foot though, which I'm happy about, because I thought the red card would have for sure killed our momentum for the game. I'm
sure Clattenburg's getting a lot of stick, but I'll tell you what, it won't make any difference to him. If anybody could be up their own backside more, it doesn't exist. He loves Brand Clattenburg, and he will be loving the fact that he's going to get backed by the FA because they will back anything that anybody does negatively against United and Jose, and he'll be loving the fact that he's going to be getting a load of publicity because that's the sort of absolute idiot he is. Looked like a penalty. Tommy Herald says it looked like it was a penalty. He's never going to give it.
I just watched the replay back, and
a lot of people saying it wasn't a penalty. To be fair,
I don't know because
reckless.
It was very reckless. Oh, Mata and Lingard are coming off. Fellaini and Rooney are coming on. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's it. That substitution's just killed the game. That is absolutely disgraceful if he's done that.
Mark, I don't know what to say right now.
That's a disgraceful substitution. Sorry, I want things to work for Jose, and I think up until this point, it sounded like an absolute horror show from the ref. But you can't make substitutions like that. You can't make substitutions like that.
Other than a couple possession that Lingard gave away, I didn't feel like they deserved to come off. Probably Lingard did, but Mata, no way. Like, he just played so good.
Well, everybody, I will put the link up to join us live straight after this on Call Goldbridge, and I think it's going to be a very interesting show. You're my eyes, and I don't necessarily need to have watched this by the sounds of it. I think up until a certain point, we were absolutely dominant. We've then had a man sent off. The interesting thing is, I guarantee whether Herrera was sent off or not, he was going to make these substitutions, which is even more frustrating. Rooney and Fellaini just makes you sick. I mean, again, I would take any result. A United fan, if we can somehow win it, but I just don't see how that is in any way the sort of substitution to win us a game. I don't know what is he. I mean, I'd be interested to know what he's doing, Kellen. I mean, Herrera's the defensive midfielder. He's gone off, so I presume Fellaini goes there. And then Rooney will go where Mata was as the number 10.
Yeah, Rooney's playing on the edge of on the edge of Burnley's box right now.
Well, Burnley. To be honest, if we had any pace in the team,
like he's defending, so
we're playing for a point.
Yeah, we are. But on a positive note, this 0-0 currently is way different than a 0-0 from last year, which is a positive, but. It's just a shame we haven't gotten a goal yet.
I don't. I think 0-0 is. I know as of now, it's. I understand why some people would take it, but the reality is, yet again, the responsibility falls on the players. Whatever people think, it sounds like Jose's playing for a point. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But because there's zero pace in that team now, and maybe we're just going to try and get free kicks and use a bit of height. Because there is a bit of height with Fellaini on the team. And maybe he's just playing for a point. But I disagree with that. Sir Alex Ferguson wouldn't be doing that at home against Burnley, whether we had 10 men or not. But the game before Herrera should have been won by the sounds of it. We've had chances to win it. And again, players have had chances and they've not taken them. But as I've said before, who would have been your man of the match, Kellen? And everybody, who would have been your man of the match? Because it sounded to me like Mata was probably one of the men of the match. And yet again, it's always Mata for Rooney. Always. And why not take Zlatan off for Rooney?
Yeah, I agree. Mata was definitely my man of the match. Close second, though, with Herrera before he got sent off. Both of those players are like unsung heroes in our team. They don't get enough credit, I feel like. Not until recently.
The sad thing about Herrera, and correct me if I'm wrong about this, he's been sent off today, having had a good game, and he's been sent off today because of an inept referee, but basically he's been sent off for a slip and because Lingard did a rubbish pass.
You're absolutely correct.
It just makes you sick, doesn't it? But I mean, hopefully we can find a goal here. I don't know whether we can. Apparently, I just don't trust Rooney or Fellaini to do absolutely anything, and it just frustrates the hell out of me as to why you'd bring Fellaini on to anchor the midfield when you've got Michael Carrick.
Yeah. He probably. Well, I would have thought the substitution would have been for Fellaini is to put long balls in the box. That was almost a goal from Burnley. It went narrowly wide, but I would have thought with Fellaini he would have put him on for long balls over the top. But he's when we had the ball in the box just a couple minutes ago, he was in the halfway circle. So I'm not sure what the tactics are.
I would call them substitutions despicable. I really do. I mean, the thing is, people know I've been quite consistent. I love Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but the way I work is I don't hide behind. I know there are people out there who love Wayne Rooney and even now just back him. I love Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but to be honest, the chances he's missed in the last 4 games have cost us lots of points. I love Jose Mourinho. The substitutions he's made today, unless we can scab a win, are absolutely horrific substitutions. And people get lost behind that. They think, oh, I don't like him. I'm turning against him. That's not what's happening. But I can't excuse what I see as being horrific, despicable substitutions. This is not good enough. A point at home to Burnley is not good enough. You may as well sacrifice the point and try and win the game, because a point means absolutely nothing. It doesn't make any. We're not in the situation where a point against Burnley by a long way. It's just not good enough. Very, very good. Very, very disappointed by it. Very disappointed. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure unless we can pull out a win, it's going to be a very interesting call Goldbridge after this, because I'm sure a lot of you are feeling the same as well.
It will be. Hopefully, no kids are on the show, because they're going to hear a lot of swear. Mark, would you drop Ibra next game?
I would. I don't think he will. It's highly unlikely.
I want to try Rashford down the middle. That's where he scored a load of goals. Or when he did come in, that's where he scored the goals for us last year.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't know. We just lurched from one disaster to another, and I really didn't think we would have come out today without 3 points. And by the sound, we're down to 10 men now, so we have to accept that 3 points is probably going to be the reality of the situation. But again, it's like Alex was saying before, and from what Kellen said, and from what all you lot have said, we've had the chances to win the game again.
Yeah, a point in this game is a very unlucky result, especially with all the circumstances that come into play. We have a corner though. We just get on the end of him. You could definitely tell Pogba's pretty frustrated with. I feel like the substitution of Rooney and Fellaini, because just sideways passes, and he wants to get forward. But I definitely feel there are more problems to Man United than most of us thought, and I feel like the clear out will come in the next summer, not in the winter. So I'm not sure where we're realistically going to finish this year.
The thing that worries me about any clear out is that, and I've said this so many times, is that this is the third manager in a row now that thinks it's acceptable to bring Marouane Fellaini onto the pitch when as soon as he makes them substitutions, I know we're down to 10 men anyway, but as soon as he makes them substitutions, for me, the game is not going to be won. We're not going to win the game, because Rooney's been poor for 2 years and Fellaini's been poor since we've pretty much signed him. So how are we supposed to win a game? How are we supposed to win a game? And if we're not going to win a game, are we just trying for a draw? I mean, the only hope here is that we can somehow. I'm amazed. It doesn't sound like it, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, and Kellen as well. It doesn't sound like Burnley. Even with us down to 10 men, it looks like Burnley are more than content to take a point, which Definitely. Looks like it's like Christmas for them, which is mad, really, because any side should be looking beyond that. But maybe just sub Matt to say Rooney could have the captaincy.
Maybe Memphis is coming on. for Rashford. I really liked Memphis, especially when we signed him last summer. Probably one of the hottest youth prospects coming into world football at the time. It's just a shame he didn't come good for us.
Well, yeah, no, I'd agree with that. I think it's disappointing. But I personally think Memphis has had more than enough chances, and whether it's ever going to come good for him or not, I just don't think it will do. I mean, we've made the 3 substitutions of 3 players that I just would never trust.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't trust them, but if they could produce something, I'd love to be corrected. But if I'm
hope we are. Just the substitution for Fellaini though. Just the way he's playing, I would have much rather had Carrick on. He's not getting forward.
It's Fellaini, whatever anybody thinks, and I would argue with anybody that he's rubbish. He can only play 5-yard passes. Carrick from that position could hit a 30-yard pass and create something, and that might be exactly what you need when you're down to 10 men. I don't know. Just massively disappointed, and nothing surprises me anymore. I am disappointed. I am angry, but nothing surprises me anymore. And people have said, "Oh, you're mad not to watch this game because," but I chose to do the watch along. And to be honest, from all the updates you've all given me, it doesn't. What have I missed? Same old United, not scoring goals. Not taking their chances, so I don't know. And then I'm not going to blame a referee, because if we take our chances, we win the game, don't we? So,
Pogba just got fouled, or no, Pogba just fouled somebody, and it got yellow carded. And it was out of frustration.
Okay, how many minutes have we got left? 7 minutes, so
almost 6.
6 minutes left.
I don't know about that call. It was reckless. Don't get me wrong, but they were both going for the ball, and just the Burnley player got it first. I thought a yellow was pretty harsh. Just while I'm quiet for a moment, I'm just setting up the stream for Call Goldbridge, which will be live straight after this game. Get ready to call in. It's not the show I wanted to do. I did want to be celebrating a good result, but it's looking like it will be a bad result, which is obviously really disappointing. So we will be taking your calls. If you are going to call in, don't call in and be all like, take the opportunity, hit the ground running, and let rip, because I'm very frustrated and I haven't seen it. And if you lot have seen it, then I want some passion, and I'm sure we'll get that. But don't come in being lethargic and whatever. If you've got something to say, come on and say it. That's what we want. Because I'm very, very frustrated by this, and I'm just baffled, absolutely baffled. I'm fed up of. I think for me, Callum, what I'm fed up of is I'm fed up of seeing things that me, as a manager, if I was Manchester United manager, I just wouldn't be making them decisions. And I think by not making them decisions, I would make us a better side. I just don't agree with what we've done. The substitutions have totally and utterly, I know we went down to 10 men, but they've totally and utterly destroyed what fast flow it sounded like we had. Yeah, I agree. Mata and Herrera, they're just... They are quick, but their mind is quick as well. And they know what they want to do, and they know where to put the pass, and they're usually pretty spot on with it. Hold on one second. Plattenberg just called, I think, a free kick outside the box.
For United?
Over to the right. Yeah, United free kick. It was a handball, I think. But so Rooney's on the end of it. So you never know with his crosses.
Well, at least we've got a bit of height. I mean, I say, I don't really care how it goes in. I'd love it to go in. It can go in off Fellaini's bloody afro for all I care. As long as we nick a goal, we need 3 points. It wouldn't, it's been that sort of day. Who knows? It could happen.
Pogba got his head to it, but it wasn't hit very well. and cleared out by Burnley.
Right. Let me just come back into the dashboard.
Oh, Lynch had a shot from outside the box that took a deflection that barely went over. I hope it was a deflection off the Burnley player, but oh my gosh, it just looked like it was so good going in. I think it was off Ibra, but I'm not sure. Maybe not. No, it's a corner.
I mean, that's the ridiculous thing, isn't it? Any goal will do. We're not bothered about the quality of the goal now. It's any old goal will do.
I feel like we're very fortunate that Burnley did not take the 10-minute the one-man advantage and go for the game, because we're still getting a lot of chances.
No, it looks like they've well and truly settled for a point, which some people might see that as being a little bit odd, but
there's a chance from Shaw from outside the box that went wide. We're just getting desperate.
Be interesting, very interesting to see what the reaction. I mean, unfortunately, this is the way of the world. As a Manchester United fan, we will get a lot of stick from fellow fans. Never really bothers me that much, if I'm totally honest, but we will get a lot of stick. Are we into stoppage time yet? Apparently, United have had 34 attempts on goal. 11 on target. You've got to score one. You've got to score one.
In my opinion, you have to put more on target as well. I mean, that's you put a third of your shots on target. That's not very good for players who do this for a living, you know?
Yeah, I agree. If you go into the link description, on the very first line, you've got the link to take you to call Goldbridge, which will be live straight after this game, and obviously we want to get your thoughts and opinions, so that will be more or less live straight after this game. I will just pretty much close this down and we'll go straight into that. And it sounds like there's going to be a lot of moaning.
Mark Ibrahimovic just missed oh my god, it was a sitter. Oh my gosh.
Well, for him, somebody just said in the live comments, don't worry, he's smiling again. But
oh my gosh, it was a beautiful cross from Pogba, and it went right to Ibra's foot, and all he had to do was just touch it, and it was going to go in the back of the net, but he put it over the bar from about maybe 2 yards out. So how do you do that, man?
Well, I'm looking at the comments, and apparently, well, you've just said it there, Kellen. It's not a half chance. It's not it's not an unlucky miss. It's not a save. Carmichael says, I'm done. It's a golden opportunity gone, says LMNO 82002. Drop Zlatan, says Ostad. Zlatan needs to be benched. 5 minutes stoppage time. It's Fergie time, hopefully. In the hands of all you lot on Kellen here, and I just hope that there's something. I would hope that Fellaini's in the box now, because the one thing I've always said about Fellaini is he's not a defensive midfielder. Somebody's just hit a shot from 40 yards there. If they have done, then they should be subbed for that, because that's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
It was Rojo from about 38 yards out, maybe. That was ridiculous.
Well, you've just wasted a minute of stoppage time there if he's done that. City are winning 4-0.
City?
Apparently City are winning 4-0. Loads of people going on about the Zlatan chance. Apparently it was an absolute sitter, which is an absolute concern. I hope Manchester United, well, whatever happens, I hope you're all going to jump onto the Call Goldbridge stream straight after this, and I hope we're going to get some really passionate views, whether it's elation, hopefully, from a late winner, or it's frustration and passion about why this has gone wrong today, because it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable.
Was fouled right over by the corner flag. which is surprising because it's usually the other way around.
Yeah, well, what's Fellaini doing in the corner flag? But I suppose it's all mans to the pump now.
Mark, Rooney, he hasn't really played horrible. He hasn't broke up play nearly as much as I thought he was going to. But I just hope. I still would not start him. But he hasn't been playing. He hasn't been playing bad by any means for the 20 minutes he's been on.
So must have still got 3 minutes of injury time left. Can you hear like the sort of the crowd as well, Kellen?
I actually have it muted.
All right. Okay.
Rooney just missed a chance, Mark. I take back anything I just said. He just put it way over the bar, all by himself. Rooney's been playing awful. Just ignore everything I just said. Oh my gosh. He was all by himself, right about the penalty spot, and oh my.
£300,000 a week to do that. Then I mean, unbelievable.
Mark, this game should be 7-0.
Although Brendan says it was Rooney so close. But I think the vast majority are saying Rooney garbage. Jackie Barron, Rooney your donkey, says Jordan Thompson. Unbearable. Need a new striker. Some people saying lay off Rooney. Tell you what, get on to Skype Goldbridge straight after this and give us your thoughts, because we've done the watch along today. You wanted us to do it. Kellen's been watching it in Tampa. Is it Tampa, Florida?
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm obviously I haven't seen it, so I don't think I needed to see it because I've had lots of things relayed back to me. But the Herrera sending off. Disappointing, obviously, but United have still been pretty much in control. I think in some ways, I'm surprised Burnley haven't had a go, but you've got to score your chances.
Yeah, you would think with the extra man they would try to go for it, but I guess a point away at Old Trafford is a win for many teams.
It's looking like it's going to be a point, everybody. We've only got 1 minute left. I mean, the chances have been there. I mean, even listening for the last few minutes there. I mean, Zlatan's missed a sitter with 10 men. Rooney's missed a good chance over the bar. You can't complain. This is player problem. You can't really blame. I do blame Jose because I think the substitutions were ridiculous. But why Fellaini comes on and why Rooney come on, just madness. But the bench was poor, so it was always going to be frustrating. But even beyond all that, they've still managed to conspire to miss 2 good chances that I've heard of, even since them substitutions. And
one of the substitutions was the person who missed the chance as well. So
yeah, so
it was another handball that was not called. I don't think it was in the box though, but let me see. Oh, it was in the box. It wasn't a handball actually. His arms were by his side, so ignore that. The crowd's going crazy. I just unmuted it. A lot of groans.
Well, that's it, because the way I see it, that's 5 minutes on my clock, so it must be all over.
Burnley's put the ball play about halftime. Final whistle. Game over, full time.
What's the reaction from the crowd there?
A lot of boos.
Oh dear, the plot thickens. Okay, well, thanks very much for coming on, Kellen. Really, I would like to say I enjoyed it, but having the live match and updates has been really good. And hopefully we'll get you on again soon.
Absolutely. Appreciate the opportunity as well. Even though it was just a bad game, I love being on here, so thank you very much.
No worries. Thanks for coming on, pal, and I'll speak to you soon.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Okay, everybody, we've got 1,700 of you watching. If you go to the first line of the video description, it says call Goldbridge link. Click that link. I will be over there in 30 seconds time. We will go live and we will get your live reaction to this game. I've got a lot to say. I want to see what a lot of you have got to say as well, because for me, that is a disgrace today to drop 2 points like that. Really, really poor. And we need to get your comments on it. So get over there on the link description. I'm going to end this link now and we will go live in about 30 seconds. So I'll see you.